What's up, traders? It is Steve Tauman live. It is Power Hour, and we are ready to get on into it. How we doing out there? We have some exciting moves to talk about in the post-NVIDIA earnings landscape. Some moves have been sticking nicely, others not so much. I'm looking at you, Micron. Big disappointment on some of these names. If we talk about the MUs, the NBIS is out there. Why this name was mentioned so many times in the NVIDIA earnings report. What's going on? We're going to dig into it. I have a few hunches on where these names might go, and I think that there's going to be one name that's pretty key in figuring it out. That name, oh, not bros. The right side of the screen, IREN. So on an interesting spot in the daily, this was the only name in the NeoCloud space that was not mentioned for NVIDIA. So I'm very curious to see how their earnings goes after hours today and see if that can give us a read through on the rest of the sector and maybe provide the follow-up, that 1-2 combo that these names need to get off the mat. Because so far, they're kind of in no man's land, right? If we look at IREN, we'll pull it full screen here. What do we see? It's at the bottom of a weekly range, roughly bottom of the rough weekly range here, kind of at the point of control at this high volume node, and it is still kind of stuck in the mud, as we would say. Oscillators, dead flat. Stock for the past 3 weeks, just about dead flat. And you know what? This is going to be a big quarter because either they get a deal and they rip, or I don't know if they can hold this handle. I think they might need to come on down potentially to the 30 handle, potentially even lower. Probably still range bound until proven otherwise. But if they do get a nice juicy contract or two, a nice good deal that can get them up into and through this 200-day moving average, well, this chart all of a sudden can open up a ton of room, even just to test this kind of downtrend line, to test this kind of top of the range. Maybe we draw it out. Oops. Somewhere around that 70 area. And that's just, of course, assuming that it doesn't break out of this giant range that it is forming. So there's a lot of hope in this name going forward. I see there's a big cult surrounding it. What is up, guys? How we doing? So yeah, this is going to be probably my top watch, but we got more as well. There we see it crossing 4081. We can talk about that. Marvell, and a very interesting chart, just been kind of stair-stepping its way up in a crazy channel. What is up, Crow? Is that my new nickname, Stephen Strange? I'll take it. Better than some of them. We have this crazy channel kind of just really marching on up. How long is it going to be able to keep this range? Well, I think it's going to break one way or the other here on earnings. We could see the start of a crazy squeeze, just like we kind of see on the left side of our chart here. The same kind of stair-step and marching up into earnings, where it shakes and bakes a little before really lifting off. So how is it going to happen again? Is this a name destined for more? We will find out. Lumentum looking pretty constructive here, looking like they want to prove that photovoltaics and the optical trade is not done. Some of its peers lagging a little bit. We see Coherent did come all the way back down to the 200-day moving average. Now probably looking like a much better buy. It didn't do this W we were looking for here, but that just sets the stage for a much larger one if it can turn the corner here. So also liking the Coherent potential pair trade there, trading at a discount today. Lumentum clearly the leader, but an interesting setup nonetheless. What is up, Willie? How we doing today? And the housing specialist in the house. Yeah, Marvell earnings today, absolutely, but we got to talk about Build-A-Bear. We need a Congressional Build-A-Bear Protection Act. All right, let's look at the ticker. Oh, wow. Okay, holy moly. What happened? Did they run out of bears? That's rough. 28% haircut there. Let me think of something witty on the fly. I feel like, man, I wish I saw this earlier. This is like ripe territory for parody, for satire, but I got nothing off the top of my head. I don't actually know what happened, so I'm gonna dig into this a little bit later on my other monitor. I'll try to pull this up in between beats, in between stories here. We got a lot to talk about, but that wasn't on my radar. It is at an interesting spot, though, kind of coming back to where it broke out from initially. This was a wild mover in the COVID days, I mean, geez. I remember when this was I remember when this was a penny stock, guys. And then it did some wild stuff, moving over 1,600%. So in actuality, maybe we're just returning to sanity there. But interesting to see that fib level clearly rejecting the equilibrium there. So where will it stop? Let's check back in maybe at $20. That high volume node is probably the next place I'd like to actually own this thing, unless it can really hold this top of the shelf at 27 or so. That's a chart, though. How about that? We got Mike in the chat saying some stuff. I think Mike, you said in my server you started the drinking already, huh? I could I can see that. Let's see. Yeah, Jackson Hole is going to be the name of the game. It's definitely a big pivotal turning point here. Let's look at the indices. We haven't talked to them yet. So definitely getting a nice boost here overall. The question is, can they hold the gains? Here are my potential paths for the past couple weeks. Yellow, the prior path coming out of this W, we were expecting to kind of either lift off here up into the next target up at 787 or so. We did not get the liftoff, so if at that point on this day we started, I guess this day we started looking at the potential for coming on down, testing the 9, and then coming back into this prior level of support. We actually didn't quite get down. I think that was a sign of strength. I think that it's pretty, I don't know. It's good vibes that we can hold the 21 for now. Today is going to be important because we want to see how strong we close. SPY looking okay, a nice gap up and over this 9-day moving average. We had the back test in the morning, and that's always nice when that gets the clean look. Also, you can lightly see the 5 moving average, and more importantly, that Bollinger Band on the daily. Is that a Bollinger Band? What is that? Okay, never mind. I don't know what that is. This is what happens when you have too many lines on your chart. Most importantly is just the confluence of levels at this key pivot here, the 767, 768 kind of level. As long as we can hold above here, if we've convincingly flipped this, then I think this path, we can just kind of pop it up like this. We get a back test and start curling our way up to new all-time highs. If the alternative was on a bad NVIDIA earnings, we could have flushed out, retested this level, failed, and had to come back into this chunky support. I was seeing a whole lot of bears, and I just want to talk about what we might be seeing for the next week or two ahead. Q is looking just a little bit weaker, but we do have the reclaim of this downtrend line, as well as this kind of W on the hourly. Doing what it needs to. We drew this out in hopes that NVIDIA earnings would go well, and it seems like we are following through so far. We have the nice catch and reclaim of VWAP in the past hour or so here, and so that's where we're going to be watching for support to kind of walk or step in. Roughly, let's see, what level is that? Yeah, roughly this 718 should be our pivot. We'd like to get and hold over that to be a little more convincing on the daily close. Yeah, I like it. We got the gap overhead still. I think that even if we are doing a double top, which, let's be real, I think that markets, it's rarely the play to bet on a long-term pattern being distributive. You keep it in the back of your mind, and if the market does tell you that, fine. But in general, I'd be more prone to be banking on the continuation upside eventually after some more choppiness. But for now, I think that even if we do go down, we can fill this gap before failing. And gun to my head, I think more likely that we, like I said, figure out a way to get stronger. A lot of the market is looking pretty darn decent. If we look around the sectors here, we can take a peek. What's up, Ricky? How you doing, man? Mike asking the real questions. Who do you think would win in a duel at high noon at the local saloon? Waterman versus a cowboy. I'm gonna leave that one to the chat. We'll check back in later. Willie's still holding his SpaceX leap and made 50% on a path call. Let's take a look at path. Did it get a nice pop here? Oh wow, look at that! Finally, a convincing candle on this thing. Okay, nice, and it looks like it's reclaiming some old levels too. I'm also seeing some alerts popping off on some of our holdings, and my equity curve going up just a little bit. So I want to talk about a few things here. First off, this is a super messy chart. Let's start fresh. Because there's only one line that I think really matters. That's this downtrend line from all time. Well, from the base highs. So whenever you look at a chart like this, I look for kind of a Wyckoff accumulation bottom. And that means that essentially, you could also refer to this as a stage 1 base. Essentially, a stock's been trading in a range for quite a while, and we're looking for it to kind of push up and start reaching into that price discovery phase again. So this is one that got absolutely destroyed from its IPO price of way the heck up here at 65 bucks or so. Almost reminds me of Palantir before it did Palantir things. Is it the same strength of a company? No, not necessarily. Probably, almost definitely no. But just in terms of charts, these kind of bottoms can really, really get some juice. So I've been watching this one for quite a while. I thought in this area here, when it traded from 11 to 20, it was finally time to get it going. But alas, not the case. This just provides more kind of gas in the tank when it does eventually push higher. But man, can they take a while. Let's give you one recent example of these stage 1 into stage 2 moves. This is Twist. This is a biotech company. So it had some catalysts that obviously helped it surge through here. But you can see going from 32 to 63, already a hell of a move there. But that was really just setting the stage for the expansiveness that can come with these moves. And boy, you never like to see paths like this actually track when you don't have a position. I don't own this one. I do own some others in the space that hopefully someday will do similar. Beam, a strong candidate for me. I own this one from 29-ish, I think. 28.30. What's another one? CLPT. A little bit different on this. But in general, I always look for these stage 1 bases. And I think that Path might finally have its day in the sun here coming up. So this is a robotics name as well, right? I believe it's robotics and some kind of software as a service, perhaps. I actually don't know exactly what they do, but I remember they're often basketed with some of those robotics names. So man, if this one can break over the previous high here, I think it should try to run over 20, and if so, it can get going. Speaking of some other names that I think are just pushing up off of really long-term bases, let's take a look at some of these critical metals, critical minerals. We have some talks in the works that could be moving these as well as uranium stocks. And these are my top focus in the market. CRML, we have the nice downtrend line break from this crazy, crazy squeeze move. It finally reset enough that I think it's ready to go. So this one, doing the classic move that we always look for. And that's the W. And so this is another way that you can kind of stack this same kind of boring pattern that we always talk about with some other high probability areas of interest. So for example, we cleared out a ton of liquidity after going real crazy to the upside a few times on the CRML. On a higher time frame chart, we can see why these levels are important. I think a weekly will show it pretty clearly. So I could refine this a little bit, but in general, what we're looking at is kind of this high volume node, the bottom of the big old shelf here. And so this, you could think about it the same as you would an intraday move, where it makes a big move up, kind of squeezes, and comes back down and cleans out all the stops under prior swing lows. But really what it's doing is it's just kind of getting through to the tag into the bottom 30%, 30th percentile of the range of volume that's traded on the day. Let me explain that. So we're going to put a little fib over the chart's volume history here. So you see this 50%. Well, makes sense that that's kind of roughly exactly where the point of control is, right? This is equilibrium. So until it kind of really shows a definitive reason to break down below this prior range, which let's be real, that'd be going bankrupt. So not very likely it breaks down past here, or break up through this key pivot and start to find price discovery to the north. It tried to do twice, but came back to earth. Now we're trading at a discount. We are trading after sweeping all of the liquidity under these prior lows, under all of the guys who thought we were going straight to the moon. It's like, brother, if this wasn't enough of a moonshot for you, we can't help you. You're born to be exit liquidity if you don't sell when you're up 300%. That's all you can say there. So now, though, the stage has been reset on this type of ticker, I do believe. We have some nice catalysts in the works that we are going to discuss. We have the downtrend line break. We have the wind at our back, so to speak, after getting all of this liquidity. There's a lot of reasons to kind of push up. And if you look at back at the kind of extension here that we drew, you can see that right at the bottom here, this is roughly, you can see the 0.7. It's roughly 30% of the volume overall was traded, in terms of the range, was traded under here. But really, it's just like a tiny tail. This is where the meat is, and if you sweep under there, it's basically a very efficient way to collect shares at a cheap price before bringing it back to home base, to the middle, before making a real decision. All right, you guys are talking a lot about IGV names, and I agree. We were looking for the strength. We were noting the strength yesterday, saying, wow, look at that. Saying, hey, the stage is set with CRM in particular, but also CrowdStrike, Okta, all helping in the software as a service sector. If these guys really crush the beat, well, IGV trading incredibly tightly in this little 3% barcode range with a kicker candle closing low, or opening low, closing at the highs, right back at the point of control. Man, that's a great explosive setup, and you love to see the follow through. We took a little bit of Zeta yesterday, that one. Having a gangbusters day there, looking to hold this one and looking for continuation. This is pretty much as clean as it gets, right? You have a nice, clear, definitive move through a range. You keep it on your focus list, even if you miss it like me, because I wasn't willing to play the earnings. I could have just gotten in right after the earnings, it looks like. Would have been an easy move. But in general, nice and easy to just wait for it to set up again. You get in on one of these days off the 9. Say, hey, if it closes under the 21, I'm out. Otherwise, I can buy into intraday strength. Maybe you get a little bit of an ad somewhere here, even at the end of the day, if you're brave. That's honestly when I added, because it reclaimed that 9 moving average. And hey, now we're in with a nice cost basis, and the trade should be free rolled. I'm going to let this one cook, because I think high time frame, it's an amazing stock to be in. And when a stock starts to lift off like this, you really just want to find a place to strap on and just hang in there, right? You know, because if you do catch a nice entry like this, say this is a similar one, right? We see the big pop, the big reclaim. We wait for the back test. If it holds, you get in on the day like this. Say if it closes under the 21, then you're out. But then you catch the expansion. So at that point, you can say, hey, I'm going to wait until we rebase again a little bit. And hopefully you're trimming somewhere to just make it a little more comfortable when it does start chopping on you. And then, hey, you can add that back, and we can get that continuation move. Palantir, obviously, the star of the show here as well. Beautiful one here, and we called out Palantir calls yesterday, I believe. At what time was it? I saw them come onto the tape in size. It was somewhere around this time, I think, at about 175. It could have been up here, though. Could have been. Oh, yeah, now I remember. We got this big expansion. Then it got the second leg. Price came back and back tested these highs. And as it was surging up here, I believe what was causing it to surge was an influx of 179 and 180 calls for this week. So the gamma exposure changed drastically there, and price surged up to it. Then obviously there's going to be some mean reversion. If you're in this as a quick trade, all of a sudden it pops a lot faster than it really should by any means. It needs to come back and tighten up again. So you see that kind of reflexive push down, and you get those same calls that were bought in size with flow. You know that somebody's buying a lot of them. They're not selling. If they go down just a little bit, they're playing the catalyst, and you get them at a little bit of a discount off of a nice intraday level. So we liked that setup. Those printed bigly, because we are currently trading, up at that 186 level. So those for about $1.50, I believe, $2. Nobody tell me what they are, because I didn't take them myself, but sure did work nicely there. Really quickly, I want to illustrate this concept just a little bit more by showing you the gamma exposure chart for our guy Palantir here. Give me one sec. There we go. All right, daily chart here. And we have the gamma exposure chart. We have the open interest chart, and then we have by week, the breakdown per expiry. And you can see every single week for the next month or so here, we have a big peak at this 190 handle. So this shifted. This was the peak before at 180. As we surge through it, we can see this beautiful progression where they're just selling their 180s. This bar is coming down, and we have the big boost in the 187 and the 190s here. So we love to see this kind of migration up, and that's what guides a price up, because as the congestion, the size gets added above us, well, the market makers who sold those calls, they're on the hook if price does go there. So it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy where they buy the underlying to keep themselves delta neutral for the calls that they're selling. Yeah, Palantir now Workday today. Workday as well today. But you trimmed after the 40% run up. I don't blame you there. Absolutely killer there. I know Adrian's been feasting off this move. We played CrowdStrike. Yeah, even Zscaler starting to work. We played CrowdStrike on the way up off of the base break, that stage 1 base breakout, but didn't get a piece of it after that. I kind of wish I stuck with it. But we can see the absolute dominance and strength here. And man, that was Cloudflare. Yeah, I always want to call them CloudStrike, especially when we were just talking about CrowdStrike. But yeah, Cloudflare also looking beautiful. This one, high confidence play going forward. Just a really, really high quality company. I would expect to see this one at about 400 before you know it. Speaking of high quality companies that I think can go up a lot, Meta. I took a starter in Meta. I'm slightly underwater on it. I'm holding unless we close a daily candle under this daily 9 moving average. I do believe that we're in the process of basing. I would have liked to see the 590, 580 plus seller. Not so strong here off of the 50-day, but hey, you know what? It's still a decent place to get involved. We might need to come back down a little more. It would stop me out, and I'd have to reposition a little bit. But in general, I think this is a name that's worth keeping on your radar. Once it does stick the daily candle close above and the follow-through candle over these moving averages, I think this one is going to be a really nice just buy and hold, and then I can start buying dips with more confidence. I just don't want to tie up too much capital until I kind of get that little move. So starter for now, staying on for now. Hey, Tyler. What's up, dude? How you doing? Ready for Marvell? Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be fun. We're going to get on into the earnings quite shortly. Let me actually check on something real quick, and then we'll get right back into it here, guys. All right. So yeah, just a little quick sneak peek here of what we're going to be talking about. We got another barn burner today. It is Marvell and IREN. IREN leading the charge here in the hardware side of the AI trade with the photonics and chips, as well as the NeoCloud side with IREN. They were the only NeoCloud that wasn't mentioned, the only major NeoCloud that wasn't mentioned by name in NVIDIA's earnings yesterday. Is that the mark of, I don't know, is that an indictment? Is that the sign that we're going into the gutter? Or is this a great asymmetrical opportunity? I'm not so sure, but I do have a little bit of a gamble on. I have a few shares. I think 40 is a fair price. If I get bagged, I will, I'll be okay with that, you know? Someday I think this company has the potential to do really well, but the thing is, if they can't get going by now, it makes me kind of doubt the management. So I just want to have a little position on here. They do move a lot. So we're going to be looking at this chart in more detail. It's definitely a focus for me. We also have Affirm coming in the third spot because I think this is going to be giving us a really nice tell and read through on the strength of the consumer, looking at that buy now, pay later space and see how the debt is holding up. Ulta, interesting look into the consumer discretionary market. I know you guys love your lip gloss, so we're going to see how much you've been buying. We're going to be talking about that one. They are on a 4-quarter straight beat streak, and we want to see if they can make that 5 turn the corner of the chart. Not looking too shabby, and maybe that can guide the way up for some other consumer discretionary names as well. I'm looking at you, Lulu. It'd be nice to see some traction to the upside there. That's a name that I think could provide a nice, easy, low-stress trade once it gets going. Autodesk, interesting name here. I actually haven't looked at this chart in a while, so let's look at ADSK. Okay, having a nice breakthrough today with the rest of the software as a service. I apparently thought this was a bear flag many moons ago, broke down a little bit, and now I just see a really nice chart. It's putting in a higher low, starting to confirm this thing probably destined to come back to the neckline up here and eventually push through, form the nice W that we always look for, and be, I don't know, $400 stock, something like that. So we will be watching this one closely to see if it can continue the momentum. Always a little scary if you own the name and it's up big into earnings off of another stock's earnings catalyst. That being said, honestly a great time to lock in a little bit of profit and then let it ride with the conviction that, hey, if the other guys in the sector did well, I should too. What else do we got cooking? We got Josh Blinzer in the house. Avgo, Broadcom had a good day. You own some Intel too? Nice. Let's check out the chips. And then in about 2 minutes, I'm going to switch on over to the other stream. You guys don't got to move a muscle, but I just got to prep the streams before. Oh, never mind. I just got word from my producer. We're already here, so there is going to be no transition. Perfect. We're just going to get right on into it in about 3 minutes. Even better, guys. Broadcom here, we talked about it potentially being a nice buy under the 200, but needing it to prove itself. We might be getting that proof in the pudding right now. Remember, these are not going to be screaming V-shaped trades. Very likely it's one where they take a little bit of time. But you know what? Generally, owning good companies under 200-day moving averages, it's appealing. I will say Broadcom, there are some questions circulating about the quality of their debt and their ability to service it in a healthy manner, I guess you could say, going forward. Do I really know much about it? No. Should I read more about it? Probably, before I recommend buying them. So that's my opinion. And of course, never recommendations, only talking about what I'm doing. So not pulling the trigger yet on Broadcom, but I don't think it's a bad place to be. And it could get a nice sympathy move here with Marvell as well. Let's see. Sorry, trying to catch up here on comments. You guys got a lot to say, and I appreciate that. What's up, Morganizer? Always good to see you. Let's check in on some of these other ones intraday that are moving around that I've been getting alerts on real quick. IREN flirting with this 40-80 level. Interesting kind of curl up here. After flushing out, we can see if it's ready to get going a little bit more. I heard some bleeps and boops on my rare earths names. Looks like UUU tried to break out through the neckline again, bopping down again. NBIS coming up just a little bit off of the lows here in my buy zone. So if you like this company, if you believe in them, this is probably a good time to buy. Again, kind of contingent on IREN having a good week or a good earnings here. But in theory, this was my level that I marked out, saying, hey, I missed it up here. If it comes back and holds, then we could be in business. We have the 9, we have the 50, we have the 21 moving average, all clustered right at the point of control. It is make or break here for NBIS and IREN. Pulling up the IREN daily chart again. Still kind of same thing, hanging out at this neckline. Reminds me of the DRAM neckline here. And notice how these memory names still not acting incredibly convincing. They had the gap up coming back, still holding. So is it a back test? If you have conviction. Otherwise, this could be the place where this move kind of fails. So still watching the memory trade closely as well. There's the Micron bop down from this kind of trend line break from the 50-day here, the green line. So this is where I sold my after hours trade. We talked about this one, took the scalp on the strength off of 242, I believe, on the strength off of NVIDIA earnings. Micron led the way up off of the commentary with NVIDIA, and then NVIDIA, of course, followed with force, but NVIDIA stuck the move. Micron did not. That's 50 days still being a gatekeeper. So until we clear over that, going to be a little tough. This actually makes me curious. I'm going to really quick check in on Micron's gamma, and then we're going to get into our earnings. There it is. I got to fix that. Got to scroll all the way up. There we go. Okay. So very tight range here when we look at the GEX profile. The bottom side, 900, 930, still providing support for now. You can see us trading at the 920 level, right in the middle, right? So that makes sense. To the upside, we have 950 and a 1,000. Before this 950 wasn't very notable. It was the 970 and 1,000. So they're kind of putting the pressure down a little bit in the past day or so, and you see price following. So we have big compression, big compression. Really, this thing's going to move on a breakdown through 900 or a breakout through 950, but really that 1000 is where you're going to start flying. So these are the levels of interest to watch, and this is why this gamma stuff is so cool. Guys, any other charts we want to check the gamma on really quick? Let me know if anyone has one of those while I introduce Jesse to the stream. How you doing, man?
Stuck in the middle with you. Hey, Steve, Dr. Crowbar, how are you doing this afternoon? Happy Thursday.
Thank you. I'm doing all right, doing just fine, having a nice chill day. Jesse, some days things are going okay, but I'm a little bit neurotic, and some days nothing's really happening that's that amazing for my port, and yet I'm having just a good day. I think it's just good vibes, and we're gonna have a great earnings. So I'm just here excited to be on stream with you. How you doing?
Doing pretty well. I'm kind of break even today. I'm slightly red. I had a bad first trade. I jumped into NVIDIA a little bit too early to the short side, and it pulled against me. But I climbed up out of the hole almost. I'm just slightly in the red today, so I'm not massively disappointed. Maybe this has happened to you before. If you're red in your first couple of trades.
Nope,
and you're able to kind of, and you're never happened to you. Okay, well, purple squirrel, hello.
Sorry. No, continue.
I mean, but seriously, if you can climb out and you can almost get over, it's still kind of like, it feels almost like a win, even though it's not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think it is a win. I think it's a win. We'll talk about it with Alejandra Trades, our psychology specialist. How you doing?
The doctor's in the house.
There you go. The two doctors, Dr. Ale and Dr. Crowbar. And now you are stuck in the middle with us, Jesse. There, we needed the sandwich effect.
Now I am stuck in the middle.
Well, there are worse places to be.
I was so tired. Even with 2 cups of coffee, I knocked out. And I woke up because someone's car alarm was going off. And I'm like, oh, that must be me. And I was dreaming. I just don't know what I was dreaming. And I wake up and my face is all squished and my leg is crooked. I was like, dude, I was just under the red light therapy and I passed out.
Hey,
sorry.
You do red light
I
therapy?
like red light therapy, Alejandro. I like red light therapy.
Dude, I'm not kidding. it's made a difference in my face.
Yeah.
It's brighter. It looks healthier. Yeah. Maybe not right now.
Yeah. I was able to grow a beard after red light therapy.
Oh, really? That's so cool. Wait, it's so cool.
No.
I thought he was, because you know what? It does.
I do love it. I really do love it. On a serious note, red light's awesome.
It was discovered for, I believe, hair regrowth therapy. And then I got exposed to it. Yeah, because I found out about it because it's really good for energy levels. And I don't know, I got something going on with my energy levels for the past.
Well, apparently not, because I passed out during the...
Well, honestly, I always do it, Alejandro. I've got one of those little ones that are about this big, yay big. And I do different body parts. So I'll do my face, my chest, my back, whatever. But I do it before bed. And I feel like I get better sleep with it.
That's crazy. My girlfriend can't do it before bed because she gets wired. But she has it's insane. She has a full butt panel, full body panel. It's insane. So she's probably just I call her my little my toaster strudel, because she has to turn over like a Pop-Tart. She just gets irradiated, I guess. I don't know, guys. I swear I have stuff to talk about here. So I will have to get into some earnings shortly, but it's been fun. It's been a wild day. I haven't taken too many trades myself. What are you Wolverine over there? Oh, I see. It's a fan.
Look at that. Alejandra, do you have the facial one too? Where you put it over your face and have a mask? You look like the Halloween character or something?
No, I want that though, so I can put that on my body. That'll be really cool.
Me too.
Mike giving us some sage
red light therapy thing.
You don't have to stop at the red light. It's more like a suggestion, right? Much like not financial advice, not legal advice either. All right.
It's my red light therapy. Okay, I just want to say hi to the chat, and then you can go, hi, Mike. Hi, Ricky. Hi, Taku. Hi, Sean. Wilson, I've never seen you before, but what's up? Josh, and sorry if I missed you, but hi. I said
and
Taku.
I agree, ditto. And I agree. And now we'll let Steve talk.
Okay, I'll shut up. Go.
You guys, I love just.
Oh, me too. Me too. Steve's got so much analysis. We don't want to interrupt him, though, right? That's how I always feel at this moment when we're 25 minutes away from the bell closing. I don't want to be too loquacious.
Well, that's a $5. That's a little Scrabble word for you there. That's
a $4 word, but yeah, we'll go with 5.
That's more syllables than that's above my pay grade. So we're gonna do my best to get through this report without using any 5-syllable words. I think we can do it. We got some fun stuff to get into, and let's get some charts up here for the process as well.
I can't
Make sure
believe
you
I'm
guys hit the like button. Hit the like button. Over 100 people watching.
Oh, no pressure.
Over 10,000 people now watching. Come on, guys.
Wow.
Don't freak out,
Put it on
Steve.
my-
Lock in, Steve.
Lock in. Tack. It's time
We
to get
almost
sushi.
got. Oh yeah, it's about time. We still need to get that sushi after your earnings streak yesterday, Jesse. Putting up some numbers there, 5 for
I
6.
did
I
okay
believe.
yesterday. I would say
did a little
we,
better
because I always like to go for the Steve analysis before I just jump in and hop in. So I do depend on you to kind of give me some ideas here. But yeah,
I like
we
this.
did well yesterday.
I love this revisionist history. I always wait for the Steve analysis before all right, I'm in. I feel like I say 2 words of the report.
That is actually true. That's true. Well, I do like to listen to this part, and then I'm kind of getting a feel. But yeah, overall, I do kind of hop in a little too quick sometimes.
I'm
it's all
not
for the
saying
theater.
too quick. I'm
Not
not saying
how I
too
really
quick.
trade all the time. I do it. I do it for the theater.
We do it for you guys. Awesome. Let me get into this. There it is.
Marvell's been ripping the last few days. I can't wait to jump into this thing too early.
I should have swung NVIDIA calls. Holy moly.
Ale,
Yeah.
what did we say? Okay, we got to talk this, and then we will wrap it up here. But Ale, what did we say? We said the 230, and I said not today. That'd be too much. But 230 was where we were headed. And guys, this is why we got to look at Gamma. This is why I'm telling you this is a thing
Nigel.
worth learning, because we got literally pristine price delivery. We saw the 230 strike. We saw it all day yesterday, and I said, hey, if we're going to get the move to the upside, I believe that is where the move, or that's where the trade is too. A clean 9%er there. What a banger. And you know what we got? We got it because of the Gamma. Look at this.
Gamma ray.
Gamma ray. What was you had like the full name for it?
I had a full name. Yeah, it was Gamma ray something.
Gamma ray something. Like Billy Joe. All right. Wait. What do we? Okay, let me scroll up here. Bear with me.
Hamid, hi. I haven't seen you in so long.
Hey, he's back.
I haven't seen you. I
Awesome.
don't even know what he looks like.
I know. I wish these people would come and have like pictures too, or come on like 5 minutes
Right?
with us. We can put a face with the name because these names are so familiar now.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got the whole family.
We love
I
you,
feel like
chat.
we need to. What do you guys think about like kind of like a deli? Like everybody gets their own sandwich named after them or something. I think we need to commemorate them some way. Put them up on a wall,
No.
something like that. Anyways,
You're
the last thing
hanging out
before
with AK too much.
me, I'm talking sandwiches too much. Yeah, you're probably right. He's rubbing
Gosh,
off on
rubbing
me.
off on ya.
Well, I just wanted to, not even toot my own horn, just toot the system's horn here, because it was just screaming 230 if the result was good. And Jesse, we did identify that the print was good. As it was down, you took the trade. I wish I followed, but man, what a banger. My other AI trades obviously doing well along with it. But this 230, it was the beacon. And when you have a big discrepancy between current price with a catalyst overhead and this, or I should say a catalyst incoming and this strike overhead, this size, this is a high probability setup in many ways, and one that I will be sure to keep on looking for and letting you guys know as we see them here. So if you like this gamma tide stuff, this gamma stuff, come on over and try it out, by the way. Just search WHOP, gamma tide, and the very first result will be the link. Just sign up for free with your email and get access to the beta here. Now I will shut up and get into the presentation. But I just thought it was a cool example there, guys, because man, did it not deliver in spades to the penny, too. I mean, it just doesn't get more accurate than this. If your target was, hey, once it hits 230, I'm out and I won't look back. Well, you can just see that influx of volume right as we came up into it. And then that's all she wrote. 3 minutes spent over it. Pretty
But isn't
cool.
the question what now? Like what now in the next following days? What is NVIDIA going to do? Because as Michael has mentioned ad nauseum here on the program, this thing dumps historically, right? Every time we get earnings, we'll go up and then we just scale back on down. So can this be an anomaly? Can this actually be a time where we pivot and do something different?
Pivot? Well, yeah, I think so. I think that it's a big spoon that we've broken through the prior swing high there. We're cooking into these levels, and here's what I'm looking for. The 235 and primarily that 240. I really am noticing that growing just a little bit here. What I want to look for, if we zoom in, we can see how much each of these strikes are growing. 235 up 347% from last time. We have 240 up 63%. 400% growth in the 230, 250, and 500 in this 230. So this is in volume. So I believe double checking, but yeah, this is in volume. So essentially we're seeing a lot of churn here. What we want to see is basically more of these transacted up here over the next couple days and weeks, really days. So the idea here is we've hit the target, mission accomplished. We're on the, the aircraft carrier with George Bush. We got the banner behind us, fireworks everywhere. We did the thing. Congratulations. Now what is the question? And we watch for development.
I like to brainificate. I like to think of. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, can I get a now watch this drive?
Now watch this drive.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I just want to see a one-man show with you doing all of reenacting all of my political quips. Yeah. All right.
Everybody. We'll throw Reagan, Clinton. We'll do it all.
That's awesome. So I do think that the chart is supportive of this type of grind higher and surge breakout through new all-time highs, having it catch up and lead the AI trade in the next leg here. That being said, we will be continuing to watch this 240 and 235 for growth and appreciation. Just like when we were down here, we saw this 230 growing, and it's the exact same thing. If we see the 220 growing again and the 240 coming off, well, that'll tell us something too. Something we don't want to hear necessarily, but it'll give us a lot of information. Good questions. And now, time to barrel on through because we got a lot going on here, starting with Marvell. So 6 names tonight. Definitely some intrigue on the tape following NVIDIA's stuff. It's a legitimate stack here. Like I said, Marvell, IREN, Affirm, Ulta, Autodesk, and Workday. So semis, crypto to AI infrastructure. We got some buy now, pay later, some beauty retail, some design software, and HR software, all reporting today. So here's what we're leading with. We're leading with Marvell because it is going to be one of the biggest swings tonight here. It's basically, this one and Affirm actually, plus IREN, all very close, all over 10%. So if you're a day trader, you're going to get a big move here. Some of these, looking at you, IREN, I think they could even outperform their move if we get the news that we're looking for. So what is the news we're looking for? We're going to break it down for each and every name, but let's start with the big boys because this is the question that's carrying tonight. This is the most contested narrative going on. Is this an AI, for Marvell, is this an AI infrastructure compounder or is hyperscaler insourcing about to eat its lunch? That's what we're going to be kind of framing this as for Marvell in particular. So let's hop on into it here.
I am
what I'm seeing, guys.
Marvell falling.
I spent all this time generating these cool background pictures, and you only see them for a split second. What is this? When I switch them, okay, losing my mind. Anyways, Marvell.
We're in a Marvell short. It's falling. It's falling.
It's sharp. It is. Oh wow. That's a decent little sell there. Obviously, 1 minute chart. Let's zoom out a little bit. On my cam,
holy cow.
Let's see, on my cam pivot system, this is still in the buying range-ish, kind of plunging through where you'd like to see it hold if it was mean reversion. Now about to test that pivot here. So interesting to see if it can hold this line. Let me get that out of the way.
Falling at 240.
Falling at 240. Yeah, 245 is the level, or 240.5, I should say, is the level I'm looking for a rough hold. We also have IREN, our other earnings play, starting to drift on down just a little bit. Interesting to see in the context of NVIDIA doing very strong, although potentially forming a lower high. So back to Marvell, the star of the show, sitting at that 241 handle currently, a little bit down on the day. Options pricing that move of roughly 10-11%. So let's call it $25 in either direction here off of tonight's report. So it's actually a pretty rich there relative to Marvell's own history. The median move over the last 8 quarters has run closer to 8%. So the market's telling you that this one carries more of a binary risk than usual. We have Wall Street looking for 93 cents in non-GAAP earnings on revenue of $2.71 billion. Marvell's own guide, that was $2.7 billion plus or minus 5%. So basically, the street's sitting right in the middle of that company guidance, not stretching for a beat, also not bracing for a miss either. In particular, looking at it from that perspective, just kind of in that Goldilocks zone. Last quarter, the company beat by a hair, well, under 1%. So this isn't it isn't a stock riding a streak of absolute blowout prints by any means, but it's I'd say that it's priced for a real event here. So what's interesting about the options tape underneath this headline number is that pre-earnings volume is running close to 3 times normal. So we have calls definitely leading puts as well, 2 to 1. And that's a book leaning very bullish into a report that the market already expects to be a little volatile. So maybe we're setting the stage for an even outsized move compared to that large 10% expected. What are we going to be talking about and looking for on this Marvell call? So the story that matters here isn't really about the quarter, and like I say so frequently, it's about that guide. Specifically, what is management saying about custom silicon? So Marvell signed a $12.2 billion custom chip deal with Google, and the company has custom silicon revenue targeted at more than $10 billion by fiscal 2029. So that's the number that the whole re-rating thesis is going to be built on there. We have CEO Matt Murphy already telling investors ahead of the print that the company is seeing, in his words, exceptional AI-related bookings. And basically, this is a result of Marvell significantly raising its revenue outlook for both fiscal 27 and fiscal 28. So we have that runway. Fiscal 27 is now guided to nearly $11.5 billion, which is a 40% growth year over year. And we have fiscal 28 moving to roughly $16.5 billion. Those are pre-announced numbers, which means tonight isn't really about whether they hit them. It's about whether they're saying anything on the call that makes you trust that trajectory, either more so or less so. So underneath all of that, we're going to be watching interconnect revenue closely. So it's guided to grow more than 70% year over year in the fiscal 27, and that's the networking for AI cluster piece. So we're talking switching, high bandwidth interconnect, and basically it's the plumbing that lets AI workloads scale across bigger and bigger clusters. So if that number holds or accelerates, well, then we're cooking, and it's confirmation that the AI data center build-out is still Marvell's tailwind and not just a story on the slide. By the way, look at the precision of our technical systems here. At the penny, it said bears shall not pass. Why should they pass? Why should they go an outsized move to the downside if we're not expecting something bad? You know what I'm saying there?
You shall not pass.
Okay, some Gandalf in the house. Very cool. Do you do the whole...
MU's ripping, as Tax said a minute ago. Trump's tweeting about MU.
Trump's tweeting about MU? All right, I'll ride with you. I'll grab a few shares of MULL for funsies. We'll see if we make a little bit of money.
Share.
One share.
I'll grab 100 shares right now. It's going to be 100 shares for me.
You know what? One share, that's still enough to make or lose more than we're making on stream in this hour. So
You just
hedge
burp
my
on
bets,
your
guys.
mic.
What's that?
Did you just burp on your mic?
Who, me?
No, Jesse.
Okay.
What did you say?
I thought I heard you burp on your mic.
No, I didn't burp, but if I did, excuse me. But I did not burp. No, I do apologize.
You
That'd
are
be very rude.
I didn't hear this at all.
I'm a professional. I would have hit the mute button.
Exactly.
But yeah, I would have hit the mute button. Yeah, MU going. Gonna go to the moon.
Let's see it happen. We took the day trade last time back to our key level. What level is it at? We should check it. Is it at the ATM level? Okay, we'll take a little off at the ATM level at 9:30. We say that's the magnet. So either direction that it goes, I would expect that level to transact before it does much further. So besides that, we're looking at Marvell. Sorry, what was that?
It's still down today, technically. So
Yeah, it's there's still some.
we haven't
room.
seen this low since like yesterday.
Price is not seen since yesterday afternoon. Oh my goodness. Let's get into some of these other little talking points here so we can cover some of the other names in time. By the way, guys, we are going to be looking for this kind of layout here. We have Marvell 5 minutes after the print, Autodesk right at the bell, along with Workday. We have Affirm staggered 10 minutes after the bell there, but we have Ulta as well. So up first will be Autodesk and Workday. I'm going to try to get to those ASAP there right after Marvell. Then we're going to have just a little bit of time before Ulta and Marvell, obviously the star of the show. Then after that, staggered just a little bit. I think Affirm's going to be very exciting. I definitely want to cover that, and it is in that little window where we have that room. IREN, apparently, it says reporting an hour and 15 minutes after the bell. I don't know if I trust that. So I'm going to be looking out. Actually, if Jesse or Ala, if you could Google that and see if you could find any fresher information on when they're actually releasing their print, that would be helpful. But
On
that's going to be
Marvell print?
generally. Sorry,
Jeff-
IREN. IREN.
IREN's
Jesse, that's
appreciate
you.
guys.
yeah.
Crack the whip, Ollie. Put him to work. All right, what do we got? We got a little bit more to talk about for Marvell here. So the tension that we're basically watching on this call is this. Data center now makes up 67%. Sorry, my brain's cooked. 76%, I'm so sorry, of Marvell's revenue, and the bear case is straightforward. So hyperscalers eventually are going to bring custom silicon design in-house and cut out the merchant vendor. So that is the bear case, right? I think I skipped over a sentence because I got brain fried.
IREN
Accidentally
is
saying
5
6,
p.m.
7.
Eastern Standard Time.
5 p.m. Okay, great. So we do have a little bit of time. We're going to be jumping into that a little bit after. Basically, I'll just reiterate here. The bear case is basically straightforward. If hyperscalers eventually bring custom silicon design in-house, they're going to cut out that merchant vendor, which is who Marvell is. So that's the kind of in-sourcing risk that's dogged every company in this space, from Marvell to Broadcom to the memory names even. So the counter from our CEO, Mr. Matt Murphy, is this. Going into tonight, Marvell has custom engagements across the board at every major US hyperscaler, and that the long-range outlook is built on designs that have already won and already locked in. So it's not designs that the company's hoping is going to win. It's actually an actual, testable claim here that they're saying. So that's what we're going to be seeing in this call. We're going to test it. If tonight's call reiterates that if they reiterate specific customer wins, even better though, if they add any new customers, well, then that's the bull case holding up, right? If the language gets vaguer or more defensive on that point, that's the tell that bears are looking for. That's the crack in the armor, and we could start seeing this thing, fail the re-rate and get pushed back down to previous levels. Worth noting here, Marvell's dipped about 4% in the days heading into this report, as Broadcom also been slipping under its 200-day. So some semi-sector positioning shifted ahead of the print. So it's not panic so much as just de-risking into this binary event, but worth talking about. Wanted to put it on your radar. Just to reiterate, summarize this bull and bear case here. Bull case, Google deal and the broader custom silicon silicon pipeline, they prove that, the staying power is in that narrative. We're also going to be looking for interconnect growth holding above that 70% level, and we're looking for management to reiterate locked-in hyperscaler design wins. That's the kind of news needed for this re-rate higher, and if so, then we can be looking for that $25 move to the upside. $25 to the upside, quite juicy here, and would put us at roughly call it 265 and change. So that's the story for Marvell here. And we're going to power through a few others. We're going to skip IREN for now in the interest of time because we'll have a little bit more time to talk about that. I would love to talk about, let's do Autodesk and Workday real quick. Yeah, Autodesk and Workday next.
I'm in a Marvell trade long right now.
It's trying its best.
400 shares. Let's go.
Oh, you're in? I like it. Well, this is a good place to load if we're bullish overall. And hey, why not? Autodesk, by the way, absolute powerhouse day today. And let's talk about what we're seeing here.
Oh, it just fell. Oh my gosh.
Wait, Marvell?
Yeah, Marvell just went, woo! Just fell, and then now it's recovering. I don't know what that was, like a flash wick.
Okay. It's still holding our bear shall not pass level, although we did just sweep out the other low. We shall see the high volume coming in. We want to see resolution above that prior candle high at 242. For me, that would be a reclaim of short-term moving averages and make me feel a little better about this shall not pass line holding. In theory, I think it should hold because you know what? Why would they nuke this thing and actually have a big bearish day before they need to? We just came off the back of NVIDIA. Unless they're expecting bad news, I don't think that should be the case. It should have a kind of mean reversion type look into the close and should be basically normal profit taking into this supply zone, but not a very bearish overt trend, which would put us down at this 236, 238 type level. So hopefully the second buyer holds, but let's talk Autodesk in the house. So it already moved 6%. Is it enough? That's going to be the question here. As I look for my notes, there they are. Okay, so we have two. We got to talk about this one. Big percent move heading into the print already here. Definitely not random. It's tied directly to both the earnings preview that's being read as kind of signaling subscription-led momentum, as well as just the underlying tailwinds in the software as a service space. So in other words, some of tonight's good news, it may already be priced in before the print even prints. So options priced in an roughly 8.33% move on top of that. So roughly $22 in either direction there. The street sitting at 312 a share on 2.01 billion in revenue. So implying double-digit growth on both lines here. Company guidance 2005 to 2015 billion in revenue. So with non-GAAP EPS guided to 310 to 314, excluding the recent Maintenex acquisition. So that acquisition, it's a variable worth watching on the call for sure. We want to hear how management talks about the integration costs and whether Maintenex gets broken out or folded into guidance going forward. The actual fight on this call is going to be about that new subscription growth. So management already guided that new subscription growth would stay pressured this quarter because channel incentives shifted towards capturing new businesses rather than renewals. So that's all well and good, but renewal rates themselves, they were expected to stay strong. So Autodesk's beaten those estimates for 4 straight quarters with an average surprise of over 7%. So the bar is it's real, but I wouldn't say that it's impossible, right? So here's the bull case in a nutshell. The subscription transition story that's already popped the stock today, that gets confirmed with real numbers. Renewal rates are going to hold in the bull case, and construction and manufacturing demand keeps on compounding. So the bear case here is that the stock has already run 6% into the print, so even a clean beat might not be enough. Any softness in new subscription growth, then the thing that management already flagged as pressured there gives reasons for sellers to fade this pop. That is going to be Autodesk there. Like I said, that bull case and bear case. In a nutshell, very tight action today already, trying to break out, failing, but still holding the range and just resetting almost instantly on high volume. This is a spicy one. Getting on into it, we have 2 minutes left to talk Workday, then we'll trade those two, and then I'll get into a little bit on Ulta and whatever that other one as well, Affirm. How's that sound, guys?
Perfect.
It sounds great.
All
I'm just here trading Marvell right now. Let's go.
I love it.
2 minutes before the bell. 2 minutes.
Okay, guys, Workday. We're going to do this quick. Quietest setup in the basket, but still worth talking about just because of the strength in software as a service as a whole. So let's see. We have...
EMU is flying, as someone in the chat just mentioned. Woo!
6.
Same with Dell and
Yeah,
INTC.
Apparently Trump just needed to do the tweet.
Heck
Needed
yeah.
to do the tweet thing.
Nice. Yeah, I'm up... Oh, wow. I'm up 3.5% already. Crazy. MULL, the 2X.
Check
Slow
out
day on Tuesday.
Solana.
All right.
You say check on Nirvana?
Solana HSDT.
Okay.
Looks like it broke out of a nice resistance and it's been consolidating. It's only $2.50.
I got 1 minute here.
Go,
Pull the brother
go.
out. All right, here's the setup that matters, guys. Last quarter, back on May the 21st, Workday beat with $2.54 billion in revenue and $2.66 in adjusted EPS. The stock jumped 5.5% on that print. It's beaten 3 out of the last 4 quarters, and the story driving that growth is basically AI-powered adoption across HR and finance workflows. So I'm going to get right on into the bull and the bear case here because it is time. Another beat and hold quarter like May, and this thing can fly. AI product
What are we
adoption
looking
keeps
at
showing up. In the
first?
Already
bookings.
going up. It's already going.
It's already
Marvell,
going up. All right.
Already going up.
Why don't we?
I don't know. Do you short into this? Do you short into it?
Well, let me get the numbers for you, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, I'll wait.
As long as the that AI product adoption is strong, I would not short.
Affirm is pumping. And same with
Affirm?
Ulta. Yeah.
All of these before their numbers even come out. Man,
Wow.
Are the numbers out?
I don't know.
working on locating
Looks like
Workday
it,
first
yeah.
off. All right, that's it for next cycle of these earnings. I'm going to just do a full hour because I want to be able to get to all of these. I think they're all interesting stories. And yeah, Workday, Still not seeing the numbers. We'll let you know as soon as they come out.
All right, we're
Stock
going.
moving though.
Yep, it's moving. Moving to the upside. Come on, we're in 100 shares. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. All right, and remember, next up is going to be that Ulta as well. I'm just gonna, I won't give you the full PowerPoint, but I'll just talk to you real quick about the bull and the bear case. So if anybody's trading that Ulta, it comes down to basically a low bar after 4 straight beats here. We are going to be watching for comps to hit 2.3% or better, and we want to see full year guidance reaffirmed. If so, then that beat streak should extend to 5 straight quarters.
Come on,
and we
baby.
should see a nice cooking action. You
There
get
it
some action
goes.
on Marvell.
There it goes.
Okay, okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Yeah, watch that break of 244 to really get cooking here. Marvell numbers should be out in 4 minutes. So those are definitely our biggest focus, that and Ulta. By the way, Autodesk, checking in with them. So we had a big wick down coming up right now, and the numbers are going to be coming in any second, I would assume.
Here
Seeing
we
that
go.
move. Okay, got the
Going
numbers
up.
on. Awesome. Got the numbers on Autodesk here. It's a double beat, modest on both sides, though. 5.77% beat on EPS and 1.79 beat on revenue. So we were expecting 3.12.
Still going.
Let's go. Nice fill there,
Look
too.
at that.
We were
Look at that
expecting.
candle.
Awesome, awesome. Back up into the point of control here. So nice place to monetize a little like you did. And now let's see if we can get the real move, baby. So revenue, by the way, expected 2.01 billion, came in at 2.05, a 16% year-over-year increase. The workday, by the way, those numbers should be in now as I load this. Okay, we do have the double beat. Oh, 1 second ago. Perfect timing. Double beat here, 2.75 on EPS over the 2.61 estimate. Revenue came in at 2.65 billion over the 2.64 estimate there. So a very small beat on revenue, relatively modest beat on EPS as well. And that probably explains, last I checked at least, it was a relatively flat result there. Oh, currently actually trading down a little bit. So we're going to be watching that result and see if it's due to that margin compression from the AI infrastructure. That was what we were a little bit worried about. We needed this to see the AI product adoption being strong. Yeah, being strong that in that bookings commentary there to really feel good about this one. And if you have an inline top line and then no strong guidance there, that can cause this kind of reaction. Okay, 2 minutes till Marvell. I'm ready for the big star of the show here.
I'm ready.
What are your favorite levels here, guys, on this one? Are you looking for anything in particular or just looking for that implied move like usual?
I'm looking for 240 to hold, and I'll sell at 250.
All right, I like that. 249.73 is my Camaria pivot to the upside, so a very logical place. But I think that we might get even more. If we get up that far, I think that we surge all the way on up. I'm going to say it 270. Give me
270. Well, I better be loading up here, Steve. What am I
I
doing?
know.
I've
not-
already got some profit. Come on. I need to buy. I'm going to buy more. Let's go. What do you think? 200 more shares? 300 more shares. Let's do 300 more shares. Let's go.
Well,
300 shares. What, Steve?
I was going to say, well, I like it.
Okay.
But I just want to be ready to play some others too. So make sure you have a little spare change in your back pocket in case Affirm in particular sets up nicely. We have the nice pop. But will it
We'll do
hold?
100 shares. We'll do 100 shares.
All right,
Oh, won't let me in. It's falling. Uh-oh. Look at that. Whoa.
Oh,
Not
hell
pretty.
no.
Not pretty.
I'm loading.
You're loading now? Good idea.
We have numbers
All right, I just
coming
added
out
50
any second.
more.
I'm
Let's go.
assuming they're out. I'm reloading to find them.
Holy cow. Come on, baby.
Okay.
Whoa, look at that.
Let's go, baby. What a
Open it
wick.
up.
Nice entry, guys. So, Marvell Technology, third quarter outlook adjusted EPS, $1.05 to $1.15. The estimate was $1.08. So, hold on a sec. That's the adjusted outlook. Looking for the full numbers here.
Come on, hit that, baby. Hit
Okay,
it.
we do
Hit
have a
the
small
ass. Hit
double
the
beat.
ass.
Small double beat, 1% beat on both sides here. And looking for some more details. For now, here's what we got. We were expecting 0.93 in EPS. We got 0.94. We were expecting 2.71 billion in revenue. We got 2.74. So I'm assuming this thing is going to be made or broken on the guidance and on the call. Give me 1 sec to get you some more numbers here. That's some spicy. That's some spicy right there. Let's see if it's the chopsticks, the tweezers, the bottom double wicks into a rocket ship. That's one of my favorite earnings little plays here. But let's find out.
Come on. Come on.
All right, guys. And just a reminder, we do have our predictions page back up and running. So let me get you the information there. You guys can predict until 5 p.m. the closing price of up to... Apologize. You're predicting the closing price that it closes at tonight in the overnight session, right? And you can predict until half an hour up to that close. So that is the name of the game, and I believe we're doing a 25K account giveaway for whoever gets closest. So be sure to go on in. I'll get you the link in just a second there. And
it's
fun little bonus. Okay, let's see what we get. Price is not seen since 10 minutes ago. I'm sorry, 1 minute ago. Panic. No, it is a little bit worrisome that it didn't get the immediate push off of that big hammer, but I'm going to keep getting some numbers out for you, and we can kind of piece together what we're seeing here.
The hell is going on with Marvell?
Well, it went down and then it went up. Now it's going down. I think then it's going to go up, but then it might go down. But after that, it's going to go up.
Down, down, left, right. BA select start.
Exactly.
Oh.
Should have taken profit.
Should have taken my profit. What was I doing?
We got greedy.
Whoa, I got greedy.
I'm looking for the exact numbers. Okay, here I've got some good ones. So data center revenue came in at 2.17 billion, which is 46% year over year. Good, but is it good enough is the question. I'm going to be looking for that interconnect growth as well. That's what I'm really curious about. Data center, 79% of revenue, total revenue. What is causing this weakness?
There's some weakness going on.
So
we'll be forming a bottom, though.
I was trying to get out of Affirm and I finally closed it.
Memento. I'm doing some work under the hood here, guys. I'll have something for you in just a sec.
Well, if we can at least get back into the 241 exactly position, that would be sweet, because we already have profit from this trade. So if I can just get out of it, it'd be really nice right now. But if we just completely wash, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly.
But it beat earnings, didn't it?
Well, it sounded like it was a
small beat on the upside, and really remember, it's all about the guidance and it's all about some specific data points. So I'm really looking more for the interconnect growth. I wanted to see it hold 70%. I'm still looking for that exact number. And really the call is going to be very important, because we want to hear the tone that management has when they talk about these hyperscaler design wins that they say are already locked and loaded, ready to go. And that's what we kind of really need to turn the corner. So far, market is not seeing what they want in terms of the top line. And that's causing a little bit of a pullback here.
What?
All right, bear with me. We are also due for Affirm here. And Affirm,
I want some one.
All right, I just added
Affirm
in.
now fading just a little bit here. I'm going to get those numbers for you in just a moment.
I feel like we can get over this hump right here. I feel like we can get over this.
Potential high or low here. Oh, IREN actually just reported early. Man, all of these guys reporting early is messing me up here. Let's talk about what we're seeing with IREN.
I did look that up, Steve, and it did say 5 Eastern, so I thought I did my research there.
No, you did your job. this is one management, they'll mess with you in many ways. Last earnings was some BS regarding an NVIDIA deal. So far, big bottom wick and popping. We have I'm seeing revenue a beat by 1%, coming in at 1.37.2 million over the 1.36 million estimate. I'm actually not seeing any reported numbers for EPS. Does that mean they actually didn't report? Let me find some more sources here for you. This is never something that you look to see, just the big slashes. The big slashes through that. Okay. It says pending. They were not yet reported in the summary. So that's something. And we're getting a result that kind of reflects that. So far, roughly flat. Popped very briefly over the high day, then popped to the daily close yesterday. Currently sitting absolutely flat. So this one's going to be all about what they say on the call and how they talk about the tone regarding any potential deals or lack thereof.
I wonder if I should get out of this position and turn around.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe I want to get out and just go the other way.
That would definitely summon the most bullish call in all history.
Well, let's give it a try.
Just to shake you. So how much room do we have left? That's one thing we can think about here when we make that decision. We're only down 3% so far. So if this does get the measure move, I would be looking at more like the 220 range.
Well, I don't want to be in it for that. Jeez.
I would agree with that, but I'm wondering.
Looks like it wants to soak up, but no.
So if you want a short, if you want a long, you want an engulf on this 1 minute, right? You want to get over the 238.20 or so. If you want a short, you want to see it tap up into roughly that 237.50 to 238 and then show a strong seller somewhere there. Maybe off the daily low at 236.79. That's yesterday's daily low.
Oh, there we go. We're getting a nice higher low. Let's see if it holds here.
Come on, push. Push, 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 push.
I'm getting hungry with this 1D talk.
Getting hungry with what?
Everybody was talking about Wendy's on the chat.
Oh man, I haven't had time to look at comments. Sorry guys, how are we doing in the comments? Let me check.
I'm hella nosy. I'm always like reading everything.
Well, I love it, but I get too much going on. IREN trying to hold the line. I think IREN might be along. I am grabbing a few more shares. This is a gamble though. I'm saying it up front. But I want to get paid for... I was going to say for my trouble. No trouble. Let's see. So yeah, let me talk about IREN as well. I do have more I'd like to say on it. Unfortunately, they reported a little faster than we were ready for here. But let's talk more about it.
Come on, Marvell. Come on. Come on.
I'm going to look for the earnings call timing too. I think that's the call that I really want to listen to.
Come on, baby. Come on. Destroy the bears for me.
Come on over, baby.
It's going to be stuck in my head all day. Thank you so much.
I don't even know that song.
No, don't start with us.
I really don't.
Looking nasty, and then now
I don't know Stank Nasty, and I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you know any Mozart? Do you know any Beethoven?
Oh, you're high-roading us now. I listen to classical too.
I listen to classical music or classic rock. If it's Boston or if it's Mozart. All the older guys in the chat are like, "Yeah, sweet."
Everybody else is like, why are you polarizing my audience? Why are you polarizing these poor folks? All right. Oops, wrong place.
Hamid, I'm coming.
Is Hamid in the States? Is he in California? Do we know?
I don't know.
We don't know. I don't know where Hamid is. Hamid, please give us your location now. They are talking about Wendy's.
Would like to know. Harvard would like to know your location.
Send your
IREN
location,
could
let's
not turn the
go.
corner. Oh, come on. All right, that's gambling for you. I'm going to close my shares for a very, very small loss of 50 cents here on.
There's no
the
way
pending
we
bar.
have 255 people watching and only 20 likes. There's no way. Please tell me I'm seeing things.
Wow. 46 likes. But yeah.
Okay.
You're seeing things. That's what I'm hearing.
Bruh.
Unless
What do we
IREN
need
can
to do?
close
Going to
over.
Dan?
Push above the 9. Let's go.
There
Let's
you
go,
go. Yeah, the 9.
Marvell.
It's do or die there. So for IREN, my 9 is sitting at 40.71. That's also point of control. That's what I need to reclaim. We just washed out under that. Continuation through the bottom of the candle at 40.14. Makes me hard stop out. Otherwise, I will look for the reclaim. Think I'm gonna, yeah, there we go. Got taken out of that guy there. That's all right. Way she goes. Currently trading into the 40 handle. So we'll see if that ends up being longer term support. But that is where we're at so far.
Are you guys in the
IREN.
chat? Are you guys trading this or are you just observing and watching? What are you
They're
doing,
just
D
watching
Rider?
us.
Are
They're just
you
watching
eating
us
Wendy's?
gamble.
Are you eating Wendy's and just watching, man?
I could go for some Wendy's, actually, now that you mentioned.
Morganizer, you know what?
We're going to grab Mexican tonight, actually. We're going to grab some Mexican food. I can't wait.
Oh, I think so. We're going to grab some Mexicans. I was like, what?
No, don't do that.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
Mike, I'm going to grab a drink with you and trade.
All
Actually,
right.
this is
Weird.
today's salsa night. I'm excited. Tonight is drinking night.
Is it?
Hey.
I'm going to get ice cream and Mexican.
Oh, Casey, I had the best ice cream last night. I had cantaloupe ice cream.
Cantaloupe. What?
I know.
Really?
I didn't know they did that. It was some bougie ice cream place that I'd never even heard of. They usually don't let people like me in there, but it was super fancy ice cream, and it was homemade cantaloupe gelato or something, and it was really good, I gotta say. It tasted just like a
That
melon.
sounds so good.
It was amazing. Oh, it's called Toy
Is that
Boat.
what you guys have out in San Francisco? Cantaloupe
It
ice
is.
cream? Is it healthy for you?
I'm gonna pretend like it is.
Okay.
How's that for an answer? Is Marvell getting the curl there?
Marvell looks like it might be curling. It does. We are holding above this 9 just slightly, but it could fall. I'm not overly optimistic at all with this, but we are. There does appear to be a curl.
Gotta like a good curl there. We'll be watching. I think let me find the time for that call as well.
Firm is pushing. I should have left my long. Damn.
I don't. This one's weird for me.
I
so
got
we can talk
FOMO
this
with
as well.
freaking Marvell. Sorry.
This
Well, it
one's
looked
weird
really
for you,
good
Steve?
at first. I will say. What's that?
You said this one's weird for you, or IREN?
Affirm. So Affirm.
Affirm.
Yeah. So this one. Sorry, give me 1 sec. I had it. I got too many tabs. I'm drowning in tabs here. It's in one of these. I got something for you.
I'm out of buying power. Darn it. Why is so?
what
Wait,
did I say?
100 shares? That doesn't make any sense. This is a 200K account, 100 shares. Shouldn't I be able to buy a lot more than that? Is my math totally
How much
wrong?
are shares?
They're
shares are-
236 bucks right now. Is that right? Why
Do
can't
the math. How much is what's it at right now? Or what's your entry price?
entry
Jesse.
price is about 239?
It really sounds like you're trying to make me do math right now, and I
What?
simply refuse.
Just paper napkin math. You don't have to be exact. I'm just saying, like
Don't-
100 shares doesn't seem like anything for a 200K.
Yeah.
account.
It's only 23,000.
Exactly. Right. But when I
What?
try to add to my position here to get closer, it doesn't let me.
I
What
know, me
in the
too.
world? Maybe I need to toggle the overnight button. Let's give this a try. Nope. Doesn't
Oh no.
really. That doesn't make any sense. I want to talk to Trader Revolution. I want to talk to him. Exactly. Thank you, American Prepper Saves Lives. 23,600. Great math. That's what I was thinking. I thought it was about 20. It's about 20 grand. Come on. Come on.
Ay, Dios
So
I
mío.
could add into this position. I could get right there where it's at, get a little profit, and go trade, I don't know, MU or something.
Wilson
Well,
lives
we
in the
do-
city.
Oh, nice. We'll have to meet
We
up
should all
sometime.
grab
We should do a
coffee.
meetup. Yeah, if anybody
Yeah.
else is in the city, let's figure that out. So
Let's
guys,
meet
Affirm is
up.
weird because the numbers they're actually not out, so we do still have time to catch this move when it does happen. But here's what is out: Affirm has expanded its global partnership with Shopify to launch shop pay installments in Australia. Powered exclusively by Affirm, it provides Australians the added flexibility to pay over time with no hidden fees using the Shop Pay button they already trust. So millions of shoppers have made billions of dollars in purchases since Shop Pay installments launched in 2021, making it one of Shopify's most popular payment options across the US, Canada, and UK. So this launch marks Affirm's return to Australia, so a new target addressable market there. That's probably responsible for that little pop, but I'm always a little hesitant when you get good news into an earnings when I'm expecting the actual print by now. So when are these earnings actually reporting? I'm not sure, but I'd love to get into the little bit of a presentation I have on them. We don't have to flip on over to it. I can just talk you through it, but worth getting this information to you since I put it together, I think. And now we do have a chance.
Looks like it's trying to hold. But when is the call? I thought the call was already happened for Marvell.
Shouldn't be yet. I'll get that up too.
Come on, Marvell.
Oh my gosh, I've never had a guy ask me to go on a date at McDonald's.
That's, he's a real one because he's not even trying to impress you,
He's not even trying.
That's a great filter for first dates, though, if you think about it. It's like if you don't want somebody who cares about money at all, I mean,
I'd be like,
only get real ones.
I'd be like, only if it's breakfast and if we smoke a J before.
Oh, now we're talking.
What? I was thinking you were going to do some red light before, but no. Wow.
So in 25 minutes, wait, hold on a sec.
No, I'd rather do McDonald's breakfast than Wendy's.
I don't have a sec. Also, McDonald's breakfast, that was pretty good. I haven't had it in so long, because I'm getting older. Man, it's good.
I'm Team McGriddle. I don't know about you guys, but I will die on that hill. I will fight.
Bacon, egg, and bacon egg sandwich. That's pretty amazing.
I just want the breakfast platter.
Guys, by the way, Marvell's earnings going to be in 23 minutes. I'd love to listen to that call. And so many things I want to talk about. Do we have a second to talk Affirm?
No.
No, not for me.
Yes. No, absolutely.
Kick rocks. All right.
No. On a serious note, absolutely. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, brother.
I want to talk Affirm to you here. So here's what we got for Affirm. It's basically
talk Affirm to me.
Affirm to me, baby.
All right. It's a buy now, pay later name. We know that. Street's modeling about 33 cents a share on 1.11 billion in revenue. So that's the bottom line number that implies 65% growth year over year. Not too shabby. That's real acceleration for the story if it does hold. So we're going to be watching management's own GMV guide here. It's about 13.15 to 13.45 billion. We have the merchant network revenue expected around 306 million, and that's up about 28%. So full year fiscal 26 revenue consensus sits at 4.21 billion with EPS of $1.24. So that's up just 15 cents from the year before. Basically, the margin story here is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Here's what I'm watching. Oops. Basically, last quarter, Affirm missed on EPS by 15%. So this isn't a name that is on some unbeaten, unbroken streak, much like Ulta there. The market's bullish on the trajectory with strong buy consensus and a mean target north of $93. But the most recent print shows that this business can still surprise to the downside on the bottom line, even while GMV keeps growing. So the bull case is that GMV guidance holds, merchant revenue accelerates, and the margin expansion story can continue trucking along there towards that $1.24 full year number. Bear case, though, is as follows. If we get another EPS miss like last quarter, that reopens the question of whether profitability is actually on the schedule here, regardless of how fast GMV is actually growing there. So that's how we're kind of framing this here. I'm still waiting for those numbers, still not seeing anything. Hopefully they come while we're on the call, but otherwise we got some more stuff going on here with the Marvell earnings call coming up. I'd still like to talk IREN as well, which is grinding back up here. Interesting how it is just holding the line. Maybe setting up for a potential second shot here. If it can break this downtrend line, we're back up over VWAP and close.
Bro, Marvell, what the hell?
Yeah, I just need to get out of this and go the other way, don't I?
Just being, that looks not so great. So now we got the H shape. And
Oh, is it the H shape? I need to back out of here a little bit. I'm just looking at this one. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
The H
That's
shape, and
true.
we put the volume profile here. So if it can't reclaim 233.82 with conviction here, then it's going to be looking like a pretty heavy H shape. It is trying in here, but is it just a wick back into the point of control at 236 before rejection into those moving averages that have been guiding it down pretty clearly so far, or not? So again, this one is going to be important to be watching that call. But I don't like this from a technical setup unless it can really get going over those previous highs here. I think this might actually be a short op into that flattening 9 moving average. Because if we flip this chart, all of a sudden it's looking kind of like a bear flag for continuation inside our measured move, or sorry, implied move, only down about half of where it could be, even a little bit less, maybe a third of where it could drop to. So I don't want to be too bearish because I like the company. I own a few shares much lower, not much lower, 190. So I think I'm pretty safe long term. You know, I'm not too worried, but just wanted to put it on your radar, guys, that I'm not loving the H here, not loving how much volume is being traded at the lows. And that's just allowing price to kind of accept down here and be less and less likely to be able to return back up to from where it came from. One last thing to note, we had that nice point of control at 241. That rejecting, also feeling a little bit bearish there. The fact that we're moving away from this node and forming a new one here seems to imply continued trajectory downwards.
Yeah, I think I'll get out.
Yeah, it seemed like that wick up that we were talking about a minute ago, starting to look like it was a little bit of a short entry there for further progression. But let's see. If I did go short here, I'd be having my stop. What's that?
I'm going to hold.
Oh, we got conviction.
Oh, Alejandra.
I mean, eventually you'll be right if you just wait long enough.
If you wait long enough.
Can you say my name in Trump's voice?
Alejandra. What a name. Everybody knows it. It's Alejandra. Ale. Ale, ale, ale. I say it every day. Ale.
It's a little bit worrisome hearing him saying Latino or Latino names. Like, I'm like, what's coming next? Please don't take our Alejandra.
Hey, it's okay. I can take my computer with me if he takes me back to Mexico.
Those are the rules. I don't know how it works. We could still get. I'm just hoping you don't get thrown in a dungeon or something. We have
Are we forming a W or is this an H? Because now I'm looking at this on the 1 minute. We kind of have an ugly W, like a 4-year-old W. You know,
the ugly W. I don't see
this,
W.
This,
in the
is this an H?
Yet. For me, so
I gotta go back to kindergarten to trade. Don't know my letters.
We have a few things that make me think not bullish, even though it's not like just dropping like a rock right this very second. We did kind of sweep this prior low and we had the little bounce. I'm really not seeing much action here. We'll watch these moving average ribbons, but unless it closes a candle above this 21 day and really over this swing high, I'm not super impressed. It could even come back up here briefly and then top wick and come back down, saying I'm going to reach into this hollow spot of the volume profile before continuing down to the solid area there, if that kind of makes sense. So in general, I'm more inclined to be looking to short some of this. If this perhaps in 40 seconds here closes at the low of the candle or red, showing that the seller at this 9 moving average is still there. You're seeing this top wick maybe starting to form here like it did in the prior minute. Maybe. And if so, we could take it like this. So we came down, and then we re-rated within this range. This is where most of the volume is traded. We did technically get a range break here, although it is reverting back to the point of control, the mean. As long as the sellers still drop bombs from this level, you can just assume that it's bouncing back up before continuing down. That's how I
just like Beware the Monkey Hammer says, I kind of agree. It feels like the NVIDIA exhaustion.
Interesting. I see a double bottom, a W forming.
See, I knew it. I knew I saw a W. I knew my letters.
Question. If it was,
you're doing great. 234.50 to hold.
It's not like I homeschool my children or anything.
I was watching a podcast. This is off topic, and somebody was like, "Were you homeschooled, bro?" And he just like stopped mid story and he's like, "That was like the most hurtful thing you could say to somebody." It's like, just out of the blue. I'm sure.
Oh, look at that candle! Look at this W forming. Homeschool,
let's
that's right,
see.
baby. Let's go.
I remain skeptical, of course, with new information. As this, we're 15 minutes away from the call. With new information, something could change here on earnings. Obviously, earnings, new information breaks TA in prior patterns. But what I am seeing, still not clearing the top of this node. So I'm gonna stick to my bearish guns off of this formation. But as always, strong conviction held lightly. And since my buddies are long, I hope I'm wrong. How about that?
Thanks, Steve. Thank you so much.
No, anytime.
Well, plus you're holding long term with it, so you kind of want it to go up too. Oh, look at that! Did you see that flash wick that it formed?
No.
On the 1 minute? That's crazy. You see
zooming
it?
in. I'm zooming into Jesse's size here so we can.
You see it?
Oh, it's huge. It's half of my screen. Wait.
No, for real.
I'm kidding. No, I don't see that on.
You don't see the flash wick?
No, we can switch to your screen.
You can't see the flash wick.
241. Organizer saw it. 241. Holy moly! Okay, that would be a real wick. So that's
I knew I
probably
saw
a ghost.
W. I knew I saw a flash wick. See?
You're seeing ghosts, Jesse. So what that flash wick is, it's called a ghost print, and what it is you can see on my screen the high level where most of the volume traded on this point of control, 241.31. I would imagine that it flashed right to that 231 or 241.30 handle, and then showed that it went right down because it was basically a late print from before the close that just got reported. So the tape saw it and then went back down. In the last minute, no shares actually transacted at 241 if you check the ledger.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hey, little buddy in the chat. What's up, dude? Always good to see ya. When little buddy's in the chat, we check on Rocket Lab.
Who's little buddy?
Never mind.
Little buddy.
Rocket Lab's down. We don't check on it. He's a good friend. We've known each other for years. We give each other a hard time. He is a big Rocket Lab investor, and someday he's going to make an absolute truckload. Right now, it is not Rocket Lab's day in the sun.
He's a little guy, but he's going to make a big amount. I love it. What's up, little buddy?
It's kind of like the guy in prison nicknamed Tiny. You know,
yeah.
I think it's one of those types of situations. No, he's not. He's not huge. I think he's normal sized. I think he's normal sized, probably. Yeah. So if you ever see that wick, that's what it is, by the way, guys. Because that used to throw me for such a loop. I'd be like, "What is nobody? Why is nobody freaking out about this? It's such a crazy move. What happened? Who bought? Who sold? Somebody probably like an hour ago, and you're just noticing it now. It disappeared.
Wow.
Yeah. Just the more you know. So in 12 minutes, we'll have the Marvell call. I'm looking forward to that. We could also talk a little bit about the IREN setup, as it is still dead flat. Has not done a single darn thing. Oh, is Affirm popping off finally the second I look away? All right, let's see if we got those numbers.
Yep.
Sorry, you can switch to the charts if you'd like there. Probably a little more interesting than me rooting around in my
I do see Affirm right now. I wonder if we can get in this. I think I'm out of buying. I should have so much more buying power. What in the world?
You're stealing your buying power.
I don't know who's stealing it. All right, I'm in Affirm. 50 shares. Let's go.
I like it. Okay. Actually, I have no idea because I can't see the numbers.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I was in it already, and I got out to buy more freaking Marvel. User
FJ sold his Affirm at 80. Nice level to sell into there. Go Mega, go broke. Nice. Says squeeze coming for IREN. I hope you're right. That'd be fun. Yeah, this is boring. Big nothing candles on IREN. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sitting here going, come on, give me something to talk about. Give me something to party about, potentially. IREN still hanging out, doing a whole lot of nothing for sure. But we could talk about what we're looking for on the call. That might be a little more interesting. So how about that, guys? I'll spit a little IREN at you here while we wait for something exciting.
Well, I don't want to be spit at, but yeah, whatever you want to do.
Hey, some people pay extra for that, Jesse.
Okay.
Anyways.
Wait, where do I sign up? I can spit all day.
To be the spitter or the spittee?
I'd rather
asking
be the
real
spitter.
questions. Yeah.
Well, if I wear a mask, I could be the spitty.
that better command a good hourly rate if you wanna spit on this guy. Anyways, back to business. You heard me. You heard me. $20 is $20.
I'm trading.
Anyways, for IREN here. Here's the part of the setup that should make you pause just a little bit before we get too bullish. Why am I starting there? We'll start at the beginning. Let's begin at the beginning. So we're talking, this is IREN's Q4 fiscal 2026 report, confirmed for 5 confirmed for a time that is actually not the case because they messed with us here today. Anyways, the options was price. Implied move was pricing in roughly 11%. Currently, Theta Gang feasting because we have exactly a 0.2% move off of the close so far. The street modeling a loss here, 46 cents per share on revenue of about 136 million. But the loss per share number doesn't really tell the full story here in my book. The story is all about the pivot and about the potential deals here. So IREN is transitioning from a Bitcoin mining company into an AI cloud infrastructure company. They're on pace, the pace of that transition is what tonight is all about here. The March quarter, it showed in the numbers, total revenue actually fell 144.8 million as mining revenue dropped 34% sequentially. And this is because the company's been decommissioning mining hardware to make room for GPU installs. Meanwhile, though, you have AI cloud revenue nearly doubling sequentially to 33.6 million. Small base, but fast growth. Love to see that. That's the pattern that bulls are underwriting. The bigger tell, though, is that IREN raised its year-end 2026 annualized run rate revenue target from 3.7 billion to more than 4 billion. So this is after signing 2.8 billion in new multi-year AI cloud contracts. What I'm watching whether tonight's call gives any color on how much of that 4 billion target is contracted versus still aspirational. We want to see actual numbers. We want to see this stuff locked in. So here's the part of the setup that's a little bit sus. Little makes you pause just a little bit. 13 of 17 analysts rate this a buy, while with consensus price of about $80. Yeah, we're trading at 40. They say 80. So more than double, or exactly double where the stock sits right now. That's an enormous gap here between what Wall Street says is fair value and where the market's actually pricing it. And somebody's wrong. Somebody's just dead on, straight up, absolutely wrong. So the gap that wide usually means that, hey, the market's demanding proof before it closes that distance. That also gives gap risk to the shorts. They might get gapped up on a good headline, and they might start rapidly closing out and leading to a rapid squeeze that could get to that 70-80 target before you know it, the top of the range. So bull case in a nutshell here. The 4 billion run rate target, if it proves durable, then the AI cloud revenue can keep compounding off of Bitcoin mining's decline, and the stock starts closing that gap to the $80 consensus target. Bear case, though, is that the transition story is already in the stock after the recent moves and off the, well, I say recent moves off the lows. If you look at the daily chart, it's not that significant.
Freaking pushing.
Who's pushing?
Affirm.
Affirm still going? Still cooking?
So mad I got out.
For the dog, Marvell. Wow, look at it go. So do we finally have the numbers? Crazy move so far there. I guess. Consumer looking
Marvell
okay.
better pay me.
Well, we got the call in 7 minutes, and Ayush, I'll get that for you as well. But Affirm, let's see. Okay, so double beat as of 2 minutes ago. Sorry, I missed this. Where are the actual numbers? There they are. So we have an insane headline here, a 1,220% beat on EPS. We were expecting 0.35, came in at 4.62. So we got some stuff to talk about there. I got to dig in and see what exactly went on behind the hood there. Revenue, 5% beat, expecting 1.11 billion, came in at 1.166 billion here. So the whole story was on basically loan defaults and consumer stress, right? So everybody likes BNPL until delinquencies show up in those provisions lines. So interesting to see that it seems like we're getting a really good commentary on the consumer strength. I'm looking for more in-depth breakdown for y'all, but that's the first little look here. Definitely a headline grabber when you get that big of a percentage gain there, but probably some accounting interestingness going on with that actual number. There was big flow, by the way, on Affirm 135 strike leaps. That's wild. Crazy. 75% out of the money. And that's
Marvell
what
looks like it might be
will do.
Curling.
Mm-hmm.
Let's reevaluate that, Marvell, now that we finally or had a little bit more time, I still see just the same kind of just heavy P-shaped volume profile personally.
Okay.
I do see that it is trying to curl. I just have trouble believing that the pop will hold unless we actually really get what we're looking for here.
Ale, are you still holding?
Yeah. Diamond hands.
Diamond hands. That's right.
She says, pay me for my struggles, for my suffering.
Push. Look at it. Push.
Go,
Push it.
go, go.
So let's see. Yeah, we want to hear management on the call reiterating those locked-in hyperscaler wins there. You know, we really want to hear that kind of dialogue, and that's going to make this thing jump. If we do get that curl up, I just worry if we get a pop above. Look and see if there's weakness above 238, 238. Yeah, to 238.50 or so in that kind of zone. If there's weakness on the pop, then this might be a failed base, and we need to go lower. But right now, I feel like we're kind of pinned to this 236 to 237.50 range.
All right. All right.
Okay, it's going to make a shot.
237.45. Come on, make the shot.
4 minutes until the earnings call. I'm going to get that link to you here, Ayush.
What are you guys doing in the chat? Are you trading Marvell to the upside, the downside? What are you guys doing? You can see Alejandra and I, we have diamond hands. We've been in the hole for a while now, but it might be curling back up here. So what are you guys doing in chat? Mike is not trading. Ooh, come on, 237.71.
Who the heck is Jack? They keep talking about Jack's hole.
Oh, geez. That would be referring to Jackson Hole. Oh, Mike, get your head out of the gutter.
Here we go, Marvell. Look at it. It's right in my position now.
Baby.
Maybe I'll just get out and break even with nothing. Come on.
Let's see. Is it over the 38 or the?
Yeah, 238.76.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Let's
nice. We like that.
baby.
Come
All
on.
right. I hope I am wrong. I hope.
Alejandro, where are you in at, Alejandra?
243.
243. Okay. Diamond hands.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some profit here. Potentially.
You got a better entry than me, huh?
I averaged down.
Oh, yeah. I tried.
That's what I'm talking about. By the way, so Jackson Hole is
Sounds like a reject country band.
It is a very, very scenic location in Wyoming where all of the rich guys go every year. And the Fed talks about, basically they give a key address that will be tomorrow morning. I forget the exact time. I'll find it for you in a sec. So that's the keynote speech. And it is going to be on financial innovation, implications for payments, and policy. That's what Warsh is going to be talking about. Often it can kind of set the tone for the next couple months of fiscal policy as well as just market action in general. So, hey, maybe we will see the expected rate hike projections change around there as well. So this is just going to be kind of pivotal point. And I love seeing Marvell curl up like this.
Look at this curl, baby.
Surprised, but hey, new information. That'll do it. And let's see if this front run, remember, they're running it up into the call. So let's see if it continues or not. Everybody also waiting on the IREN call too. Again, because like we said, it's not about the actual numbers. It's actually so funny seeing IREN not report.
Come on, baby. There it goes.
Oh, my. Look at that.
There it goes.
Okay.
I'm
wrong in making money, which is my favorite kind
there
of
it goes. Come on.
Let's go, baby.
Come on. Keep going. Get to BWAP. Get to BWAP.
Damn, you freaking averaged down nicely.
Yeah, I like to average down. It's a bad habit.
I know. I feel it.
It's a bad habit, but I like it.
So
do I hear music in the background?
Not at my house.
Might be in your head.
Is Cleo playing music?
Cleo has forsaken me. I haven't seen her in like an hour. What's the deal?
Cleo, you have forsaken me.
So, guys, if you wanted to trim, this is that point of control. So that's where that ghost wick went up to too. So if we are not going to get the information on the call that we're looking for, which should be starting any minute now, then, well, this is where we would kind of see that profit take and this fade start. Not trying to be bearish. That's definitely a very bullish candle. That 5-minute candle is beefy, but just letting you know, if we do see a little red here, I wouldn't be super, super shocked into this pivotal, both time and price, right? Whoa, IREN finally dropping under 40, but still barely holding there. Still hasn't broken the prior low. And okay, we got the call starting here.
Fiscal year
Boom.
Earnings conference call. At this
Who's
time, all
playing it?
participants are in a listen
Ayush's. Yeah, if you could turn it up any more, that'd be great. I know it's probably
during the conference. Please press
probably hard.
*0 on your telephone keypad.
Dude, Ayush is such a good employee.
Oh, he's the man. He's
Yeah, he is.
great
He's the
producer.
man.
Note, this event is being recorded.
Come on, go to VWAP.
I will now turn the
Hash,
conference
I
over
was
to
not
Mr.
wrong. They are.
Ross Seymour,
Ayush was
Senior
playing
Vice
music in the
President
back.
of Investor Relations.
There it goes.
You may begin.
Let's go.
It's almost
baby.
in your,
and good
almost at your
afternoon,
point,
everyone.
Alec.
Welcome to
I know.
Marvell's second fiscal quarter 2027
I always want to sing
earnings call.
the chant.
Joining me today are Matt
Ale,
Murphy, Marvell's Chairman and CEO, Dan Durn, CFO, Chris Koopmans, President and COO, and Sandeep Bharathi,
Nice,
President
nice,
of our
nice.
data center group.
Look at that,
Let me remind
Steve-O.
everyone
Look at
that
it.
certain
Go,
comments
baby.
today
Hey, I'm
made
in.
today
My couple shares feeling pretty good.
Statements, which are subject to significant risks and uncertainties.
Only support and resistance
that could
asking about
cause our
rubric. Yeah, let me
actual
work up
results
a
to
little
differ
something on
materially
rubric in the
from
backside here
management's
before we
current
talk to Marvell.
expectations. Please review the cautionary statements and risk
do it on the
factors
backside,
contained in our
okay.
earnings press release, which we
The
filed
last
with
thing
the
I want to hear
SEC
Trump
today
say. Now that-
and posted on our website,
Some
as
of the
well
things.
as our most recent 8K, 10K,
Turn
10Q,
around.
and other documents that we file from time to time. with the
Turn
SEC.
around.
We do not intend to
Every now
update
and-
our forward-looking statements. During our call today, we will refer to certain non-GAAP financial measures.
Oh,
The reconciliation between our GAAP and
Trying to
non-GAAP
see, I'm
financial
trying to do
measures
serious business
is
here.
available in our earnings press release. Let me now turn the call over to Matt for his comments
That's
on
a
the call.
total eclipse
Matt?
of the heart.
Thanks, Ross, and
Little
good
eclipse of
afternoon,
the
everyone.
Fart, if you will.
Before I discuss our
Am I
results
5
and
years old?
outlook,
Yes,
I want
I
to
am.
briefly
Yes,
highlight
you
key
are.
management transitions that occurred during
That's
our
all
last
right.
quarter.
Are we going to go to
I will
Will
be
VWAP?
trimming.
Mankey stepped down as Marvell CFO
I will be
in
trimming, but I'm not
mid-June.
in profit
I
yet.
deeply
Hamid.
appreciate Willem's steady hand, leadership, and tireless commitment to transforming Marvell over his
I've been in
decades with the
profit for
company.
like 15
I
minutes.
greatly
It's
respect
crazy
his
because I was
desire to
not
spend
in
more time
profit
with his
for,
family.
what, half an hour there?
To ensure a seamless
Yeah,
transition,
same.
They
we
cooked you.
simultaneously
Nuts.
welcome Dan Durn
User
as
FJ is
our new
buying some
CFO.
IREN at 39.50.
Dan brings more than
and I
3
know-
decades
I
of
don't hate
experience
that.
in
Do
senior
I hop
finance
back in with
roles
you,
across
bro?
semiconductor and enterprise
It's a
technology
little extended
companies.
for me coming back into the
And having most
1.9. Let's
recently
see if it
served on
reclaims and
Marvell's board of
backtests, then I can-
directors,
Almost in
Dan
the
comes
green.
into the role
Go,
with a deep
go,
understanding
go.
of our business and strategy.
Come
as
on,
well as
push
a
to
unique
the
appreciation
VWAP.
for the
Push
significant
it, push
growth
it, push
opportunities
it.
that Marvell
Let's
ahead.
go.
Second,
Push
in
it
July,
real
we began
good.
a transition in our investor relations
What song's that?
leadership.
No, I'm teasing.
After
I actually
8
know
years
that
with
one.
Marvell,
hell no.
Ashish Saran will retire from the company in April
Jesse wants
2027.
to start
I want to
fights
personally
today.
thank Ashish for his leadership,
You need
partnership,
to be
and countless
cultured in
contributions
music,
to
Jesse.
Marvell. I also
I
appreciate the
am.
thoughtfulness
That's
and
the
care he has
thing.
brought
It's
to
the
planning this
culture that
transition,
doesn't know what good
including
music
helping
is
us identify
anymore.
the right
But that's
successor.
another point
No,
of
On that
debate.
front,
We could
these are
have.
I'm very
old
pleased to welcome Ross
songs.
Seymour, who
Yeah,
comes to
but
us
they're
from
not
Deutsche
really all
Bank.
that great. And they're
We've
not really
covered
that
the
old.
semiconductor
You got to go
industry for more
back
than
in
25
time
years.
to get really old.
Warm welcome to you,
Fine.
Dan and Ross.
Like
Now let
Sade.
me move on to
Back
our
in
results
time.
and
Oh,
outlook.
love me
No.
some
For the
Sade.
second quarter of
Like
fiscal
Bach, like
2027,
Beethoven,
Marvell
like
delivered
Handel.
record revenue
You guys
Oh
ever
yeah.
heard of
Baldy
Baldy?
shot
I
it?
don't listen to those songs. I'm too
13%
Mexican.
sequential and
Oh.
37%
Come on, some
year-over-year
sweetest
growth.
taboo.
Revenue and
You're
non-GAAP
really
earnings per
gonna-
share of 94 cents both exceeded the midpoint of guidance. On our
What's
last
Hamid
earnings
telling
call,
me
we
here? He
increased
says,
our
let's set the
sequential
record
revenue growth
straight. Who said
expectations for the
Marvell,
third and
hold
fourth quarters
Marvell
of
to
this
call
fiscal
and the
year,
guidance is going to
double-digit
push
percentage growth
Marvell
over
higher?
our prior
And the
outlook of
answer is
high single-digit
Hamid.
growth.
So I
Okay,
need my
all right.
commission.
Our outlook has continued to strengthen. We now
Hamid.
expect revenue growth
We'll
to
send it
further
to you. Just
accelerate in the
put your
second
address
half.
down below and
This
dox
strength is
yourself.
reflected in our guidance for the third quarter of fiscal 2027.
I don't like this.
Oh
I don't
my
like this
God.
projection
Company
of
revenue of
VWAP. Although, look at that.
$3.15
It's
at the
tapping the
midpoint,
9.
representing growth of
Tapping the
15%
9.
sequentially and
Tapping
more
the
than
9.
50%
Great
year-over-year.
value target. Now I
We expect
can't
growth to
unsee that.
further
Oh my
accelerate in
gosh.
the fourth quarter, both sequentially
Byron, you're
and year-over-year.
late.
Hey,
As a
Byron.
What's
result,
up,
we now
Byron?
expect overall Marvell revenue
I've gone
in
on a
fiscal
McDonald's
2027
date.
to grow
a-
approximately
what else did I
45%
go to?
year-over-year
A Wendy's
to roughly
date.
$12 billion,
Wendy's
up from our
date.
prior outlook of approximately $11.5 billion just one
Red
quarter
light
ago.
therapy dates.
Oh yeah.
The increase in our revenue outlook continues to be driven by our data center business.
Man, I don't know.
We now
This is
expect
looking
to grow by
puny to me.
Cup and handle or what?
60% this fiscal year, up from our prior expectation
I think it's
of
a bong.
approximately 50%. Importantly, this growth remains
I still don't
broad-based.
understand Jack
Interconnect
Hole.
continues continues to lead the way while our custom business is expected to ramp significantly.
Oh, look at that! Nasty. Nasty.
And other end markets,
Stank
the
nasty.
trajectory remains
No.
largely as expected. Despite
No.
typical quarter-to-quarter
No.
volatility,
VWAP.
we currently expect fiscal
The VWAP was
2027
angry,
growth to
folks.
approach our 10%
The VWAP was
target.
angry. Did anybody catch what sent
Looking ahead to
that? We're
fiscal
having too much fun.
2028, aggregate demand continues to accelerate.
Oh, my
and our
beautiful
operations team is
profits.
doing an
Stop
outstanding job
laughing.
securing additional supply despite pervasive industry-wide
Just
constraints.
get back into that.
As
No.
a result, we now
It's
expect
thirsty,
Marvell's
thirsty. I
data
can't
center
go to
revenue
bed
to grow
yet.
more than 60%
Let's go, let's go,
year-over-year
let's go.
in fiscal 2028, driven by strong
All right, I'm
growth
out.
across all of our key
I'm out
data
of that
center
nastiness.
businesses.
You're out?
No.
Yep.
Customer
My,
order doubling
my
as we
net so
indicated
far is
last quarter.
685 today,
We
guys.
look
It's all
forward to
right.
providing a deeper dive into
Dinner's
the
on me.
specific drivers
That's
of
a
our
wild
longer-term
shakeout
growth
there.
at our Investor Day in New York City
Yeah,
on
it is. Look at
October
that.
6th.
That is an ugly,
Key
ugly,
takeaways
ugly
remain
shakeout.
clear.
So if it loses
It's
the
so
wick,
rude.
if it eats, that is rude.
continues
If it
to
eats the
exceed our
wick,
prior
ooh, that's cool. You see the
expectations.
volume actually by the numbers there.
Putting it all
If it
together,
eats the
we
wick,
now
this thing
expect
can
fiscal
really
2028
tank down.
revenue of
If you're
approximately
still in this, what you
$18
want to see is a
billion,
reclaim
up
of the top
$1.5
of that
billion
wick
from the
candle. I would play
$16.5 billion
that
outlook
range can or
provided
that
just
candle
one
as a
quarter
range to
ago.
break out of.
And
We're still
importantly, even
quite
as our
tight here,
revenue
trading
base
right into
becomes
VWAP.
significantly
So that
larger,
is the next
our
setup for
growth
me
rate
on
is
this one, in
accelerating.
my
We
opinion.
now expect fiscal 2028 revenue to
Are you
grow
bearish,
Look into
approximately
what
Steve?
caused that, by the
year-over-year,
way.
compared with approximately
Are you bearish
45%
overall at this
in our
moment?
prior outlook. With
Me?
that, let me
No.
provide
Yeah.
color on
No,
our
you're
current
not.
business, beginning
Okay.
with data
Particularly,
center.
it came up to VWAP, shook people out,
In
still
our
trading
data center
inside the
end
range.
market, we
I am so
delivered record
agnostic.
second quarter
I'm trying to
revenue
find
of
out what they said on the
$2.17
call.
billion, representing
I thought we were going to
18%
listen to the
sequential
call.
growth
Can we not
and
pull it up?
46%
Well, we
year-over-year
are.
growth.
That's the thing.
Both
It's
sequential
quite
and
quiet.
year-over-year growth
Oh,
accelerated
really?
from
It's
our
on?
Loud,
fiscal
as much as I
quarter,
love you.
where
I'm
data
I,
center revenue
dude,
increased 11%
just tell me to shut up. I
sequentially
apologize.
and
No, I would
7%
never.
year-over-year.
I would never.
You
I'm
can.
just,
Now, looking ahead to the third fiscal
I
quarter,
refuse.
we expect this acceleration
You're respecting
to
your
continue,
elders.
with data center revenue forecasted to grow more than 20% sequentially and roughly 75% year-over-year. The drivers of
Watch,
this growth
it's gonna
remain
push
very
right now.
broad-based.
Are
you serious?
Demand
Call's
for our
actually
products
on?
continues to rise.
You can't
We
hear
are
that?
seeing strong
No, I can't hear a
tailwinds
thing.
across each of our data center businesses, including
Really?
What?
I hear
interconnect,
a
switching,
I hear a
and
dog
custom.
barking in the background. That's it.
Connectivity continues to
sorry
be a
about
critical
that. Close
enabler of
Ella.
AI performance, driven by robust demand for both our interconnect and switching products.
I can hear the
Thus far,
homeless
the
on
largest
San
driver of growth
Francisco
for these
Bay
businesses
Bridge.
has been for scale-out
Hurtful.
applications. Here, Marvell's market-leading franchise
They don't let 'em on the
in
bridge.
optical DSP,
Oh, they don't let 'em in
switching,
there?
and broadband
Okay.
analog
Everywhere
components
else.
continue to see
They,
significant demand.
they put him somewhere else.
On the
They-
optical
they
DSP
allowed
side,
Live.
800 gig
Less,
demand
less
remains
funny and more
strong,
real, but yeah,
while
they
our
actually do just
1.6
shovel them all in the same
business
district
is
and then don't
ramping
police that
rapidly.
area. It's like an
A
open
trend we
air
expect to
market.
accelerate further in fiscal
Liberalism.
2028.
We know
Within
this. We
scale-out
know this.
switching, our
Very cute,
business
Ollie.
remains on track to more than double this year.
Who
driven
is
by a strong
Hamid?
ramp in our
Hamid is the
51.2T
legend
products
of
across a
trading.
broadening array of
Goat.
customers.
Marvell
What
did that
happened?
because you
Broadband
guys didn't
analog,
send me
demand for our
commission.
industry-leading TIA drivers
Digitalized archives
exceeds
asking what
expectations.
happened. I
Now, moving
didn't hear
beyond
the exact
scale-out,
beat
we
that
expect
gave
this
that shake
connectivity
candle.
strength to
I think
broaden
that it's
as
mostly just
hyperscalers
profit taking
build
into
significantly
VWAP.
larger AI
We
clusters that
in general
increasingly
are
span
seeing
multiple
pretty
data centers.
strong results so far.
As
I'm
we
not seeing
discussed on
anything
prior
super
calls,
worrying. I'm seeing a lot of
aggregate bandwidth
infrastructure
requirements for
or
these
signs that the
scale-across
AI
networks are
infrastructure
projected to be more
trade
than
is
10
still
times
on.
greater
We're
than
seeing
those of current
the guidance
front-end
for
DCI
both
networks.
fiscal year 27 and 28
Marvell is ideally
raising
positioned
again
to address
on
this
the revenue
opportunity
outlook.
through our leadership in coherent-enabled DSP.
Basically, they're benefiting from growing
Coherent
demand
DSP
for
enables
custom AI
1.6T
silicon,
ZR
for
and
high-speed
ZR plus
connectivity,
PCI modules.
data networking, or sorry,
Finally, we
data
continue to expect the adoption
data center like
of
infrastructure,
scale-up networking
optical
and AI
network, all this
infrastructure
stuff,
to
right?
create a massive new TAM
So
for Marvell.
they're cooking.
Scale-out
I think
domains are
that this
expected
is
to become significantly
primarily
larger, requiring high
just a
bandwidth
measure of,
interconnects
hey,
closely
we
coupled
just
with
ran
high
up
radix
a lot
low
really
latency
fast off
switches.
of an initial little flush.
Now, while
We hit
customers are
VWAP, they're
initially
going to be
deploying
sellers
copper
there.
interconnect
There's a lot
for
of day
scale-up
traders in this
networking,
thing right
as
now.
cluster sizes
So I want to
grow, the reach
keep
and
waiting
bandwidth
and see where this
limitations
thing
of
kind of
copper
settles
are
tomorrow before I
increasingly
have
driving
any
customers
real
towards
indictments on what
optical
seemed like a
interconnect,
pretty strong earnings
as well
call
as
for me,
purpose-built
if maybe
UA-Link,
not just a
ESUN,
crazy
and NVLink
smash beat,
scale-up switches.
insane
As a
number.
result, we
But
are
just remember,
investing
guys,
aggressively
the
to lead the
reflection of the
industry
quality
in
of the earnings
next-generation scale-up optical
is
interconnect
so
and switching
retroactive to the actual price
technology.
result.
On the interconnect
We saw
side,
Bloomberg
pluggable
saying
modules remain the primary
NVIDIA NVIDIA
form
earnings
factor for
disappoint
scale-out
or
networks, but we do
underwhelm
not
when it was
expect that to
down,
change.
and then as soon as it was
However,
up, they're
the
going, a
significantly
great
higher
bullish
bandwidth
signal.
density
It's
required
literally
by
25
scale-up
minutes between the
networks is
articles.
best served by
So just
bringing
remember how
knowledge
sentiment changes
much closer
to match
XPUs and
price
switches.
action. That's
Guys,
this
get
scale-up
this. We've
networks
crossed
with
over
copper optics is expected to
1,000
take
views
several
tonight.
years.
Thank you, each
Well,
and every one of you.
technologies
But
coexisting.
we only have
Customers are
85
aggressively
likes on
planning
the
scale-up
stream. We
optics
want to get to
deployments
100. If
starting
we
as
get to
early as
100
next
likes,
year.
we'll give away a
Given how
25K
early we
eval
are in this
tomorrow.
transition,
So if you haven't,
customers
if
are
you would be so
evaluating a broad
kind,
range of potential
please
solutions with
hit
multiple
slap,
technologies
tap,
under
touch, whatever you do.
consideration,
Just,
including
you know,
NPO and CPO
like
packaging
this
options.
stream right now
With
so we
both
can give
leveraging
away a
advanced
25K
silicon
eval,
photonics
and
as
we
well as
thank
3
you
different
very
microwave
much.
technologies.
This has been another great
MVM,
stream.
IBM,
Another
and
great
MRM.
earnings stream,
Each of
Steve.
these choices have
It's been a
have
fun one. I
Alejandro?
just
considerations
wish
around
I
cost,
wish I
power,
got
and technology
more
maturity.
information out to you guys faster. There was
Importantly,
one
given
or
the
two
breadth
that
of
we
our
didn't
optical
get out because,
portfolio across
in our
modulation
defense, they
technologies,
didn't tell us the
fully
right time.
supported
Some
by
of
our
them
broadband
reported a little
analog
early.
TIAs
Affirm
and
reporting
drivers,
late, so it's been a
Marvell is
tough
uniquely
one to
positioned to help
manage on that
customers move
side, but it's
towards
been
the
a
optical
blast in
scale-up
terms of watching you
architecture
guys
that best
trade it,
meets their
watching
needs.
this information come out.
The
And
full
guys, we're
spectrum
keeping
of
an eye on
Marvell developed
IREN here as
solutions
well
is
as it starts
reflected
to
in
curl,
accelerating
trying off
design
the bottom.
activity
And if this
with a
candle
broad
closes, I'm
set
going to
of
try
customers.
a little bit
In
again
addition to our
for the long
ongoing
ride
success
with,
in
I believe,
CPO,
Jack and
we are
Chad
also seeing
is
a strong
looking for this
adoption of our
one to curl
NPO
up too on the
solutions
call.
at multiple customers. As a result, our fiscal
There we
2020
go.
like
revenue outlook for
111
scale-up
likes,
optics
just
has
like
increased
that, you guys.
meaningfully
Thank
compared
you
to prior
so much.
expectations.
That's
Congratulations to us,
Marvell
but
will be
really,
one of the largest
congratulations
enabler
to
of
you and the
FPO
future
AI
winner
infrastructure.
tomorrow for a 25K
Moving
eval.
to
Now we
scale-up
will give away a
switching, we are seeing
25K
similar
eval
momentum.
tomorrow, so make sure you guys stay tuned,
Marvell is
and we'll
uniquely
find out
positioned to support
when and
all
what
three
time
purpose-built scale-up
we'll be giving
protocols through
away
our
that and what
internally developed
stream. You guys
UAL
can
and
come
eSUN
back
switches,
and
as
listen
well as our
for
expanded
the winner's
partnership with
name
NVIDIA
to be
around
announced.
NVLink Fusion.
And
Our scale-up switches
absolutely.
leverage
By the way,
decades of
yeah, guys,
experience
if the
developing
call
large
it's not,
reticle-sized
if it's
switch
too hard to
silicon,
hear, it
combined
sounds
with
like
our
it's
in-house
hit or miss here.
best-in-class
So I usually up
high-performance
to you if we
SerDes
want to shut this
technology.
down, and I can
The
summarize
close
it. We
coupling of
can give you the information. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. We're working on the best format there, but appreciate you joining us here. And there's a lot to cover here. So I think Marvell still viable here while it's trading within this range. You guys notice how it's not actually fallen off the face of
Yeah.
itself here? Let me show you on my chart here.
Just consolidating at the moment.
Sean, there's a certain way to talk, and that's not how you talk to us, okay?
Nah, it's fine.
Wait,
It's
what?
the internet. I got tough skin. I appreciate the honest feedback, Mr. Shawnee
I
Sean.
know,
Good to have
but you
you
know
in
me
here.
and my sassy attitude.
All right, so you're bad cop, I'm good cop. We'll meet in the middle. Jesse's in the middle today.
Be nice.
I want to
All
see what he
love
said. I
there.
didn't see it. Where did he say it? Hold on. I
He
want
called
to
us
see.
a
So
moron.
I would love to
Where?
talk a little bit about Rubric as well. Shout out support and resistance. I didn't forget. I've been looking on the backside here as we've been trading live. So it is definitely something to talk about. Let's look at it first off here. Big pop into a big wash. Do you guys? Let's see. Okay, we are on my screen. Get my tabs out of there. So a few things to talk about here. First off, sorry, actually, give me just 1 minute. I want to make sure that I have all the ducks in a row. I'm still kind of formulating my thesis live here. Overall, I think that this is a really high quality company that just ran a little bit too hot, pushing into new highs. It still is holding the major range on the daily. So from a technical perspective, I can give you that off the rip here. From a technical perspective, I think it just needed to cool off. This is one of those names that was kind of priced to perfection in a sector that is already very hot. We can look at some of the other names in this cybersecurity sector and see just how much they're heating up. So off the back of those CrowdStrike and Okta earnings, Okta, by the way, absolutely surging. So it's got a high bar here, and I think that the market probably just looking for a little bit more right out of the gate. That being said, at 94.50, unless this thing loses 90, it still is a very strong chart in my book, and higher time frame wants to work its way to new highs. Just a matter of how it gets there. So I will be, going over these fundamentals a little bit more. But yeah, it's a very high quality company in my book, and I'm not seeing anything too worrying on the first jump here. I'm seeing a guide raise. I'm seeing, the cloud annualized recurring revenue at 1.48 billion. So that's a 39% growth year over year, even faster than the 33% overall subscription ARR growth. So what this is kind of telling me, and forgive me, I'm thinking on the fly here, is that the mix is kind of shifting towards cloud, which is usually going to be more durable and kind of a higher multiple revenue. What else do we got? Looks like, I see the biggest story here is the guide raise. Every forward metric has moved up here. We have fiscal year revenue. I'm seeing 1.685 billion to 1.69 billion against a 1.64 billion street number. EPS to 0.47 to 0.53 against a 0.31 estimate. We have free cash flow sitting right in the 323 million to 333 million against a 295 million estimate. So all these numbers moving on up as we look onwards and outwards. The Q3 guide also are all, what do we see here? Yeah, we cleared consensus on the Q3 guide as well. To me, this is management signaling real confidence and the market saying, okay, but we ran you up how much in the past month? 50%, slow down, hold your horses. So in my book, it's not a bad one, and this is one that we can look. I would like to pick some up maybe in this 90 handle. You see this longer term zone and just really the top of this bigger shelf here. So that's how I'm kind of figuring this out here. And let's see, I'm catching up on comments as well. Don't dogpile on Sean. We do appreciate real criticism. No cult of we do appreciate it.
I'm gonna get out of Marvell. This is BS.
Did it keep rejecting? Did it break that range? If it broke that 1 minute candle, we can see continuation in whatever direction it broke to the downside. It's a bummer to see. But this is one of those ones where you never know what's going to happen. I personally thought that it was going to be bearish and not come up at all, right? And they had a they had a screw you Steve type of move there, but really all they were doing is coming back up to that point of control, that high volume area. You can see this level we had drawn out as the layer or level where they will transact and then make their decision. So who knew what was going to happen up here? Only the large size players who hit the buy in this case the sell button. So, oh no, did IREN do a thing now? Oh, we're starting to get the curl up here. Awesome. So my ad here, I told you I got in on the 1 minute reclaim. Let's see if I can get some commentary on the call here. Sorry guys, on my other screen, I'm trying to do a little bit of everything in the house. Here we go again. Yeah, the GTA San Andreas meme here. Let's see.
Let's try this.
What else? All right. IREN, let's find what we're doing. I'm going to do a little TA here before I switch over and try to get some more information on what may have caused that pop. What we're seeing in general, just a little bit. I would like to see at least a retest of this high volume node, just like we saw from Marvell. Again, that will be the place where we decide. We can either see a little back test of moving averages. I'd like to see a surge through this, tap VWAP, come back, kind of consolidate here, and then push higher. What we could see is the Marvell pop, drop. That's what I don't want to see. And it's all contingent on whether or not they acquired some good deals. And so I can yap all I like, but really no amount of TA can make up for that. And that's what we'll be looking at in just a sec. You want to hop on over to your screen real quick while I dig around in
I think it is on my screen.
Twitter.
I think it is on my
There
screen.
it goes. Awesome.
No?
Ayush.
Okay.
Ayush is on it. Thank you, brother.
Ayush.
In the house. All right. So a little bit of a wick on the IREN there, hoping it can hold. The 5 minute still rejecting over 40. So that makes me think maybe we didn't get anything too major yet. Let's see if the call just started at 2
This
o'clock.
doesn't work out. I'm done for the day.
You're out of here. You're done.
I'm hungry. I want some McDonald's now. Just kidding. Oh, hell no. This thing better not drop. I'm in heavy.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
in
my god,
100
don't tell me Marvell is curling up. Are you for real?
For real? On God?
Wow. I don't believe it.
Ayush, sorry, I heard you say something, but I didn't catch it. If you could message me, that was probably easier. Marvell playing those games, still just kind of stuck in that 3750 to 3650 zone in my book. Still not seeing anything definitive there. And this one might be a tomorrow type move here. Let's see.
Byron, I like the sound of that. I'll get ready.
Steve Canyon put in something interesting on my watch list. So if URA, which is the uranium ETF, and IREN, our data center play here, move tomorrow, look at the IPO STDN. Let me take a look at that. So this is going to be, oh, Standard Nuclear. Awesome. Okay, interesting. And Gunnar asking what I think of BWXT. I think all of the nuclear stocks probably a long-term buy at these levels. Probably a long-term buy at these levels. But bear with me, guys. Let me get back to the IRE and stuff. I really want to figure out what's going on there.
Come on back down. Come on.
Thanks, Mike, and thanks everyone for joining us. So Will and I
There we
started.
go.
this
All right, we're
business
going to
on
listen
a
to the call here.
pretty
We got to run.
simple observation. The digital world scales almost instantly. The physical world does not. Power, land, data centers, These things take years to permit, finance, and build.
Is it
And
on?
this was the year
is.
that stopped being a thesis.
Oh,
and
can anyone else
became
hear it?
The
I can't hear it
defining
at all.
constraint of the
Yes,
whole
you and
industry.
we can hear it.
So if we look at the chart,
If you look on the right screen, on the live
models
preview,
tracked
you'll
by
see it on the bottom
Open
left.
Router, weekly token usage across large language models increased nearly 17 times in 8 months. Every one of those tokens runs on physical infrastructure. It is very difficult to serve demand shaped like that with infrastructure on 3-year lead times. And this is the start of the cycle, not the end. Cheaper compute doesn't make existing things more efficient. It makes new things economic. Infrastructure enables applications. Applications create demand for more infrastructure. Every build-out in history has worked this way. And that's the structural disconnect, and it's only getting wider. So let me walk through how we're set up against that backdrop. So we operate across 3 layers from the bottom up. So first of all, the data centers, the land, the power, the substations, the cooling. Arguably the hardest layer to build, and that's where the shortage begins. Then the compute, the GPUs, storage, networking that go inside the data centers. And then finally, software on top, the managed services and enterprise support. That's where Mirantis lives for us. And just today, Mirantis was named an inaugural NVIDIA certified hypervisor. So we've now got NVIDIA validation at the software layer as well as the hardware. Why own all 3? Because each layer makes the one underneath it worth more. A grid connection is worth more with a data center on it. Worth more again with GPUs inside. More again with services wrapped around the customer.
I'm about to stop out
Most
of my
this market
IREN on
rents at
sweep of
least
these
one of
lows.
those layers.
Not
we
getting the
own
reaction we're looking
the
for,
entire
to
stack.
be honest. So
here's how the year went.
Could run it, and I'm willing to get back in if we get the catalyst, but till then,
Just move on to highlights,
not
please,
acting too
operator. Thank you.
Let's move on to
4 things
highlights.
to take away from this update, and I'll be quick because there's more detail coming a little bit later. So firstly, customers. New multi-year cloud contracts including Cohere, Prometheus, Perplexity, Figure AI, Fowl AI, Higgsfield AI, and separately, a leading frontier AI lab whose name we're not able to disclose just yet.
okay, so
Revenue, $4 billion of
I hate their
ARR
management. I'm not
is
going to lie.
now
They're trying to pretend
contracted
like it's
for our
Anthropic. If it was Anthropic,
2026
they'd say
capacity.
Anthropic. I bet that's why we're
$1
dropping,
billion
honestly.
of
That's
that is
so
operating
dumb.
today.
I'm so done with this
This
company's
does not
management.
include revenue expected to ramp in 2027, such as the $700 million of ARR associated with our NVIDIA cloud contract.
Yeah, the speech is not starting off like a crush.
Delivery.
Exactly. He
Horizon
started
1 was
by
delivered to Microsoft this
limiting
month.
our expectations.
The
He said this
first
stuff takes
of
years and
4
years to
50
build out,
megawatt
blah, blah, blah.
deployments.
Makes me
With
think it's a
Horizon
short.
2 through
I'm a little
4
burnt out from today, so I
targeted for
won't
the
take
December
it.
quarter.
But I'm out of the long and probably think
And
that
finally,
if I
funding.
gun to my head, I would expect this to break down
$6.5
further.
billion
unless
of
it
GPU
really
financing
shows some
now
strength
in the
here on
past
some new
3
details
months.
on a deal that
With
is impressive.
prepayments, that's more than 100% of the associated GPU capex funded. And $2.8 billion of it needed no investment grade offtake and still priced in the single digits. So let me start with customers because everything else follows from them. Our 2026 capacity is largely sold out. So the questions we get now are all about 2027 and 2028. We're continuing
Chat's
to
saying I got
contract
out early.
future
We shall
capacity
see.
deliberately.
We shall see. If it
Every
resets up again,
contract
I'll take it again.
opportunity
But
gets weighed on 3 things.
I don't know.
Firstly,
This one's gotten me in the
who
past.
and
This
what
one's gotten me in the past.
does
Smoke
this
Tuna says
counterparty
offering
add
coming.
to the platform?
Yeah.
The strategic merit, not just the revenue. Second, what are the economics? Price, prepayment, term, etc. And thirdly, what might it open up longer term for managed services and software? We've been saying this for a while now. Signing deals is not the bottleneck in this market. Bringing GPUs online is. We also don't need an investment-grade offtake to fund GPUs anymore.
There's the short.
So we're not chasing headline announcements. We're making long-term decisions about where we want this business to be.
I'm
And when
done.
we'll sign, we'll tell you.
Knife.
Closing the broker.
We're in late-stage discussions with a
This
range
is
of
one
new
of those
customers
days.
over
Yeah,
a
this is an
significant
annoying
portion of
session for me as well,
2027
personally.
capacity.
Not getting
And
anything too exciting.
2028
Multiple stop-outs
conversations
for
are
me.
well underway too, both on customers
Yesterday was a lot more fun catching
and
the
financing.
Micron, catching some of the others.
Longer
I bought
term, we want
Affirm
to
and I
keep
got
building a
out.
deep,
And then it
diversified base
pushes.
of
I buy
customers across
Marvel
the AI
and IREN
ecosystem,
and I stay and I lose.
all who have master
Yeah.
service agreements with IREN.
I'm glad I got out, I guess.
Every megawatt we build is
Yikes.
scarce.
Byron, let's go.
Before
I'm
every
ready.
new cluster switches on, we want it in demand from both existing customers
I had a bigger level
and
down here
new
that
ones.
just transacted. We'll see if this
So not dependent
actually
on
holds.
any one
Marvell
customer,
as well.
any one
not acting
negotiation,
too
or
strong.
any one point
Market care much.
in a pricing cycle.
Chips
And
down
here's
a
who's
little
on the
bit.
platform today. So as I mentioned earlier, the headline is the new multi-year contract with a lead-in frontier AI lab. And to be clear, this is a new contract. It's separate from Prometheus, who we can now name as the unnamed
There it
AI
goes.
developer
230 now
from
from
our July
Marvell, looking
announcement.
for lower
The most
lows.
sophisticated buyers of AI infrastructure in the world
Not
keep
the best
choosing
look,
us.
and even Micron.
It
here
also
getting
shows
pulled
the
down a
strategy
little
is
bit.
working.
I had a few shares left of
We
that
started
MULL that
concentrated
I am getting out
because
of just
big
because it's
customers
looking
with
weak with
immediate
the rest of the
demand for
kind
the
of AI
fastest
infrastructure thing here.
path to scale. As the platform's grown, we've deliberately
Yeah,
broadened.
exactly. Alive Tyson saying,
Hyperscalers,
Live Tyson saying, sounds like the same
enterprises,
old, you just wait
AI
and see
developers,
from IREN. Tired
now
of your BS. You
frontier
and me
labs
both. I was
across
so bullish on
both
this company.
training
I
and
took it from
inference.
15 to 20 or so.
But honestly,
Obviously
the
left a
part
lot
we
on the
care
table
about
there,
most
but I really
is
liked
the
it.
third bullet
Really
point.
liked it.
Existing
we're
customers
done with
keep
this
coming
guy. I'm
back.
done with this guy. If you guys
Together
are.
AI and
John
Fireworks
Lamont's out.
AI have both renewed
I think we
and
got
expanded.
the lack of a
New logos are proving
lack of
demand,
here.
whereas renewals
So
continue
not
to
what we were looking
prove
for, but it is
ongoing
something.
delivery
Interesting to see
and
this older
ongoing
level
execution.
holding.
Once we've deployed with a customer, we grow with
it's
them
literally
across
just
sites,
this low.
GPU generations,
Still
and service
falling,
levels.
Marvell. 228s now.
And in
The
terms of who is
watching
signing
the 1
and
minute
growing
chart
with
as
us,
he speaks. I
Prometheus
always
and
wondered, do you
Figure
think
are
they got
building
that up
products for the
somewhere? Or
physical
somebody in their
world.
ear going, yo,
Robotics,
don't say that.
real
Stop.
world
Go the other way.
automation, and they're contracting our compute to do
Stop
it.
breathing so heavy.
AI is moving well beyond chat.
Byron's trying
This
to
is the
sneak
thing
up
we
us.
keep telling
Pulls up
people.
in
You
the
cannot
G580
size
wagon.
this market of today's
I'm
usage.
in, Byron. Where are we
And
going?
that is exactly why the market keeps getting caught structurally short of
Gnarly.
compute.
All
Now let's
right.
move on to pricing.
Want to move on out of this call, guys? How are you feeling?
So pricing has
Jesse,
moved.
Ale, you want to talk our own stuff? Or what?
3-year contract pricing is
Yeah,
up about
yeah. Are we
125% since November.
ending or what are we doing?
5-year is up about 70.
I think we should
Probably
go-
wrap
wait,
up
wait, wait.
relatively soon here. We can go over what we saw today a little bit more. Talk about any of the ones that we might have kind of glossed over just a little. Rubric trying to curl. This is one that we do think is relatively high quality in the larger context. I'm going to move to another chart layout so we can see different time frames for the same chart here. I think that'll help to kind of paint the picture. Always important to keep kind of grounded in the higher time frame on these big earnings moves. They can kind of make you lose your place in the larger trajectory of the stock otherwise. So match the symbol there. There we go. So daily on the left, a little 5 minute on the right. In general, what we see here, a very strong chart making a series of higher highs, higher lows, broke through all-time highs recently, reaffirmed that break, now failing the initial. So the worst case would be a double top. That would be confirmed if it loses the 90.29 and doesn't reclaim swiftly. Being the fact being that there is this big wide node here, let me show you that. We have this hub and this hub. In between these nodes, this is empty space here. Price can and will cut very quickly through this empty space. We're still holding the top of this node. So that does bode well. We could dip briefly into this and catch, basically finding no price acceptance down here, forming a sharp bottom wick. That's one possibility. We could also see a revisit of the actual lower node down here. Also doesn't kill the play. But I do think this one, quality-wise, is a good name in a good space. Honestly, I like buying earnings dips in some of these names once they've kind of affirmed that they are strong No pun intended there on Affirm. This is a good company with real growth numbers. The EPS beat, like I said, very substantial. Every forward metric moved up on Rubric. So despite this one not making our cut for names that I wanted to talk about in the tighter kind of cluster there, I do think that this result actually makes me more interested in it here. So wanted to mention that, as well as thought it would be worth going over, kind of quantifying what we saw on Marvell as well here. So far, definitely underwhelming here, now pushing a little bit lower at 227, back into kind of their bigger cluster of support. Down here at the 50-day, we have the 21-day, both holding for now, as well as my system has our daily trigger here at 225. This confluence, as well as this kind of weak area on the tape, makes me think probably an area that it trades for a little bit post-earnings, and we kind of get to see if this thing can chop back and forth, potentially reclaim. Until it gets over 245, I have no interest in it. It could potentially hold this 228-ish and then catch pretty quickly. Just not exactly what you'd want to see. And I wonder if this affected some of the other photovoltaic, or why is my brain breaking? Photonics. There we go. Photonics names here. I was thinking photovoltaics, like the solar ones. So Steve needs a nap soon, I think. Lumentum might also need a little bit of a nap, coming back down to retest this breakout trend line, something like that. In general, don't love the look on the sector for now. I really would have wanted to see these moves post NVIDIA earnings stick better. So we might be going back into the kind of weird environment where NVIDIA outperforms the other AI infrastructure plays, despite them all being basketed together. The fact that NVIDIA ran so hard first kind of decoupled it. It and Broadcom tend to trade kind of as more risk-off names in the sector, despite them all being part of the same trade. So JMac asking, why is Marvell dropping? Let's get into it just a little bit more as it continues to drop down to our more key support here in this zone that we were talking about. A few things that we should talk about. So we did get a relatively clean beat and raise, right? But the market did not care. So how it lines up against how we called is basically, I think we did pretty good here in a sense that this was the pattern that we were kind of flagging in when we were talking about how last quarter's beat was tiny. No blowout streak. It's the same shape there, so small beat. And in this tape, the market was much less willing to reward that kind of lukewarm top line print there. So what's new though is the guide, right? So the Q3 revenue at 3.15 beats even the pulled forward. Beats even the pulled forward like $3 billion marker that we were already kind of floating pre-print. We have the EPS guide of, let me see, $1.10. So that implies roughly 17% sequential growth off of tonight's 94 cents. So this is like, that's a real raise. It's not a formality. It's not like this is a bad company, right? We were tracking the narrative of data centers in particular, and data center hit 2.17 billion, up 46% year over year, and 18% up on the quarter over quarter. So now 79% of their total revenue there. That's up from the 76% we cited earlier in that little slide deck. So that's that hyperscaler concentration bear case getting a little bit more true by the numbers, not less, if you think about it like that, even though the growth rate does stay strong here. So still haven't like really fully parsed all of the call commentaries. So I was kind of picking through it as, the parts that I did hear, the audio wasn't great, as well as on Twitter and the backlines there. But in general, I didn't hear any real dialogue on specific big locked-in hyperscaler wins that we would have kind of needed in my book to feel better about this print. So that is what, if I missed that on the call, it doesn't seem like I did, or if maybe it's later in the call, that's where we might see a spike and we might see some move back to the upside in the next day or two. Otherwise, really not expecting too much out of this one, or kind of going to wait for it to settle into these higher time frame moving averages. But the real story of the stock, I feel like it hasn't really changed much. We all talk like we're reevaluating the whole thesis just because the stock went down. At the end of the day, what is it? Down 6%. That's an average day for one of these names. Not literally, but not far off, right? There's a whole lot of 6% days. Each of these is 5%, 5%, 5%. So 6% day, not crazy. Marvell actually dropped last earnings, and I bought that dip, and it worked out very well over the following day or two. I bought at 192, I remember, after earnings here. And then a few days later, I was up a whole lot. Will that happen again? I'm not saying that. This was obviously off the back of Jensen saying that they're going to be the next, what did he say, next $1 trillion company or something like that. Okay, maybe a little bit further down the line. But as for now, that's kind of where I'm seeing Marvell. Everybody was expecting the beat. You know, it was on Polymarket, I just checked actually, and it was an 88% beat odds. So the beat itself really didn't mean anything, and the market really wanted confirmation on things that they did not get. So just because we didn't get confirmation this quarter doesn't mean it's not happening. It just means that there was not enough information to really push this thing up into those kind of high, you know, through the high bar that it is set for itself. So a clean beat raise with that kind of flat tape is basically textbook priced for perfection, right? And you'll hear me say that term a lot on companies that, you know what, are really good. Because you know what? We all know they're really good. So that's my little post-mortem on Marvell. I'll have a little more once I kind of let it cook, let it grok overnight. But that's the first reaction that I'm getting to the print. Also, as Talk said, they ran up into earnings. As we talked about in our webinar about a month ago, this is a very easy type of on-rails play. You get the drift up into the earnings, then you need a real surge, a real reason in this binary print to hold at that point. Often, without an amazing result, you're going to get a big sell. If you get a big standout result, then you can get the CrowdStrike effect. Actually, no, this one did come down into earnings. What's a good example of one that surged after going up? Maybe, I think Cisco did that last quarter.
Dude,
Yeah,
Marvell has a gap to fill to 231. So I wonder if it'll gap fill before it starts holding.
231. Let's take a look at that gap. To the upside, you're saying? Wait, hold on. We're under
Is it down?
231.
Oh,
We're
then it already.
227.
Oh shit.
You really did close the broker. I respect it. That's good. Yeah. So hey, well, you weren't wrong, Ale. You weren't wrong.
We
We'll
are
see if we can
getting
reclaim that gap, and that'll be a good place to start.
There we go. It's because I didn't have extended hours on this other chart. Stupid.
we are getting a message
go.
from our producer
Wow.
guys to wrap
He
up.
probably
the
wants to
close.
go.
Yeah. Fair
But-
enough. Fair enough.
Did you guys know, guys, this is our last earnings stream for right now. We're going to do another one, of course, with quarter, what are we in? Quarter 4 coming up, right?
Something
Quarter
like
3,
that,
quarter
yeah.
4. So we're going to be doing these again, but this for now is the last earnings stream for a little while. So it has been a sincere pleasure. I've really enjoyed trading these analysis, of course. Alejandra, the collaboration we all have here, the tag teaming. It's been a ton of fun, really great between the three of us. Caesar when he's able to join, Josh when he's able to pop in, and then of course the community. You guys here who come every single day to trade the pool. Tack, the Ryder, Nigel, all of you guys, everybody that comes in and participates. We are humbled and honored and super excited to have you guys every day, every time we do a stream. So.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for all the love.
Absolutely. Yeah, it means a lot, guys. This has been a lot of fun to hone the craft here, learning a little bit more about so many different companies with you guys, trying to help guide you a little bit on how to trade them. I know I've been learning a ton. It's been great to take a lot of concepts that I've learned from the other guys on the stream, like Josh in particular with his small cap expertise, Alejandra as well. I've been learning a lot from your style as well. So, you know, we're all coming together, and Jesse, of course. I'm learning a lot from your gunslinger mentality as well as your technical ability. It's all coming together. I think we have got a lot of great different takes on the market and coming together to give you the best that we can. Yesterday, I think, was a really great example. Kind of wish we ended on that because it was just such a fun one. This one, also fun, but a little less so when you're getting stopped out, right?
Right.
That being said, yeah, really looking forward to next quarter. Really appreciate all you guys, and I just wanted to let you guys know where to find me if you are looking for me. I've got a free Discord that you guys are all welcome to join. And if you like what I do, I also do paid signals, paid newsletter. I do one-on-one coaching, and I just really enjoy connecting with new traders wherever you are on your journey. So please come on in, hang out. We got some great traders in the house. I think Alejandra and Jesse, you're both in there as well, right? Jesse, did we get you in yet?
On the Discord?
Yeah.
Yes, I am on the Discord. I also
Awesome.
have a YouTube channel, Jesse Pfister Trades, and then of course Instagram. You can follow me there, Jesse Pfister. That's great. Also, just a note. One, thank you to Ayush, our amazing producer in the background every day, who helps put these on. We really couldn't do it without him. He's amazing. And a note that he has on here: Power Hour will be back though next week. So make sure you guys know that Steve, the crowbar, will be back next week for Power Hour as well.
Me
Yes,
too.
sir. Awesome.
And
Yeah, looking forward to
Alejandra.
it. Woo, let's go. Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
good. I think that's all we got for today. I think it's time to let Ayush get some rest. It is definitely later over there, I do believe, than it is for us. So I'm going to go outside, lie in the sun. It's a beautiful sunny day here in sunny California. So that's what's up for me. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us.
Have a great day, guys. Follow me on IG.
All right,
Yeah.
take care now.
Bye.